matter, just Samael. I have many names. You can call me God.
Bing.
Going down
I'm not
the
calling
list.
you God.
Problem.
I am calling you Daddy.
Call me Daddy in front of my
God,
face.
no.
Going down the Discord list here. Ambrose is I will refer to him as Conti. I will refer to him as Alfonso. Al. In this game, he will be playing Gatecrasher. We'll be introducing the characters as we go, but just kind of associate the names here. Ashley is Ashley. She is a friend of mine who is also a girl that I date on occasion. She will be playing Chriselle in this. Wee Wee is Wee. I don't actually know what the fuck your real name is, so
Juan.
It's Juan.
Juan. Alright, well, Juan will be playing Wee6 in this game. It was a joke name that he just took and ran with, and I'm okay with that. Salantra here, otherwise known as Salsa, otherwise known as Sebastian, will be playing Salantra. Spike Terra, otherwise known as Paul, will be going by Harwain, I believe. Is that your real name, Paul, or is that your secret name?
Oh, Harwain is my real name. Tulpa is my secret name.
Gotcha. So you guys will know him as Harwain. And Zodiac, finally, otherwise known as Cap, otherwise known as, oh god, Joseph, Judah, Jehovah, Yakub, that's what it is, Yakub.
I like how you got Jehovah before Jacob.
Well, you know, I blame my Christian upbringing. So we will be starting presently. You wanna
We didn't even
go?
introduce the character.
We haven't actually introduced characters yet. I'm gonna be doing that presently when we actually start up.
I think the only person who isn't in here is Cap. For the Roll20.
I know he's here. He's Yakub C.
I don't see him under characters. I only see me, Gatecrasher, Harwin, Salantra, Kenzie.
Really fucking his piano piece here.
Oh, it's groovy. Don't mind groovy.
Okay.
Just make sure to turn him down when you want.
No, I actually like it. I wasn't talking shit.
I'll also, so there's people who have not played with me as of, actually, let me know if my audio starts going in and out. We'll see if Groovy plays nice with me today. Are you, good to go, Conti?
Yeah.
Alright, so. First thing I need to do is reopen the notes that I closed. Your party, will soon become a party, is experiencing a fairly dark and dreary Waterdeep night. Not quite in the deep of winter yet, kind of in the onset of winter. Fall was extremely cold and led into an extremely quick winter. Everyone was a bit surprised by the cold snap that occurred with ice coming down from the north and freezing over the harbor, stopping a lot of different traffic despite Waterdeep's relatively deep harbor and ability to continue having ships come in and out as winter progresses. Each of you find yourselves, you know, going about your daily tasks, whatever you would be doing during this time of the year to kind of scrounge out a living, whether it be good, bad, wholehearted, or just laziness. Several of you, I believe, met in the sewers before the quote-unquote campaign began, and we don't quite need to cover that as of yet. We'll start up what happens directly after several of you meet up in the bar. I know some of you are currently in the process of heading in the direction of the Yawning portal, a fairly well-known adventurers pub in Waterdeep. Salantra and Wee6, you are separate from the rest of the crew. You enter into the Yawning portal shaking, you know, snow off of your cloak and or shoulders, depending on how well dressed you are for the occasion. You've heard tales about this place and its as was said earlier on, a fairly popular adventurers bar. It's kind of the place you would go to if you ever was seeking adventure or information or just an entertaining night out. You never know what's gonna happen at the Yawning Portal. If there's gonna be a bar fight or something's gonna crawl out of the eponymous Yawning Portal that sits at the center of the tavern. You enter and you're almost immediately greeted by a kind of wonderfully mustached man. Let me go ahead and grab exactly what he looks like. Man, you probably wouldn't actually know by the name of Durnan, but that is his name. Waves at you from the bar and kind of waves you over. And as you get close, he walks around the bar itself and says, "Ah, I've been expecting you. Volo is going to get to you in a moment. Just follow me really quick." And he begins walking towards the back of the bar with you guys in tow if you go along with him.
Who was that to?
To We6 and Salantra.
Okay.
Oh, what'd you say? Study whited out. The very last part.
We
But yes.
follow this guy into the back of the bar, Salsa.
He more or less guides you into a room, having said, he sits you down in two of the chairs and says, "Don't worry, Master Volo is talking with somebody right now, and he'll get to you presently," and kind of wanders off before you guys can explain to him that you have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. But hey, you seem to have a nice private room, and I guess whenever this guy shows up, you'll be able to tell him this has been a mistake, or maybe you'll get something out of it. You never know. The Harwin, you are getting ready to enter the Yawning Portal. It's probably a place you come to every once in a while to get a couple of kicks, get a couple of drinks, and get a couple of kicks in between getting drinks. It's a pretty popular bar in your mind that you go to for entertainment value, if not anything else, and possibly some work here and there. And as you come across the entrance to the Yawning Portal, you hear a familiar voice shout out, one that you've somewhat recently spoken to, that you have had contact with on occasion. You turn around, and Gatecrasher, the Warforged bounty hunter who you had spoken to earlier today about a contact you knew, is walking towards you, waving a hand, with a woman and a looks to be turtle in their midst. And you know, not knowing really what to take about this, but you never know. You could always use some company as you come in. You all enter the Yawning Portal together, and as you do, you are yet again greeted by the same person that Salantra and We6 were greeted by. You would actually recognize Durnan. He is the barkeeper of the Yawning Portal. He is the owner of the Yawning Portal, and he kind of waves in your direction and says, "Ah, Arwen, we've have a room for you. We've Master Volo. He said he was going to be expecting several people, and I believe you meet the description of one of the people he wanted. If you don't mind, the back room back there."
So Master Volo is familiar with me.
I don't know. He didn't say your name specifically, but he did describe a individual of your stature.
Oh.
It's best I'm waiting, and I'm a little busy. If you wouldn't mind, you know. And he almost immediately is pushed back into serving the people in the bar in front of it. It appears to be a fairly rowdy night.
I guess I'll go to the back.
All right. There's a waiting private room that you're familiar with that is only opened up for special occasions. I will direct all of you to the back of the map where I've just pinged it and moved the thing. There are two individuals already sitting at the table that I believe you probably don't know. Salantra, if you would like to describe your character as the party would see him. You would actually, how about I have somebody who's done this before do this?
Okay.
So Salantra, 6, you are both sitting at this table wondering what is going on essentially when Hardwain walks in the room, followed quickly by several other individuals who just seem to be taking his lead and following behind him. Hardwain, if you would like to describe your character to your party.
Harwain looks like a beggar child who just came off the street. If you look really closely at like his face, you can see like several like missing bits of facial hair that are still there, as it looks like he's just tried to. This is a con. He's got an accordion on his back and a very short rapier at his side. While his coat seems to be that of a beggar, he seems to be wearing a really nice shirt under it.
Kind of walks in and plops down before you guys get a chance to actually say anything. Salantra, why don't you go ahead at this point, describe your character. You can just stick with things that are going to be fairly noticeable to the party at hand. You don't have to like go fully in depth about who you are and your motivations. It's more or less just an at face value what you look to be.
The clothing I'm wearing isn't expensive whatsoever. Most of it's to hide features. Lots of dark colors. That is all.
And sitting beside him is We6. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character to the party?
My character is more or less a metal man, almost like metal armor with green glowing eyes. I do have mail armor on and a longbow on my back. And I look like Kate 6.
These two individuals are sitting down at the table. Like I said, more than likely, the rest of the party has not actually seen these people, nor have they likely seen you up to this point. After Harwing walks in, he's probably followed by one of the other three people: Gatecrasher, Crisel, and Torgar. If one of you would like to describe your character.
Sure. Gatecrasher is a pink and white warforged with pigtails for hair. Her eyes have a bluish tint to them. She wields a shield with the holy symbol of Joaquin on it, along with a long sword. And that's about it. She is also, wearing chainmail armor.
All right, good. Torgar, you're sitting beside Gatecrasher, so why don't you go ahead and go next?
So I'm Torgar. I'm a turtle. I've got this kind of dark faded blue skin. I'm about 5 foot tall. I'm very short for my race. I've got these gray, cloudy eyes. It almost looks like he's blind. I kind of walk in with using a quarterstaff, kind of like a cane, a shield on my other arm. Kind of draped off, clothed in cloth armor, like light armor, just to cover myself.
So you look like the turtle from Kung Fu Panda.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay. Are you old or young?
I'm about middle-aged for turtles.
It's weird. Let me double check and make sure you can actually see his sheet.
I actually know everyone's.
You want me to go while you're doing that?
Except for Gatecrasher and Torgar, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, you see a very, very young-looking girl. She looks almost like a child. Not as young as Harwain, though. She has bright red hair that she has up on the top of her head in 2 space buns. She has one brown eye, one green eye, and she looks pissed to the world. She's wearing all black, has a cloak on her back, and a shit ton of daggers.
Nice.
We seem to have new friends tonight. Would you gentlemen be a part of the constabulary?
No, he's talking to us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll get used to the way he talks.
No, we were just brought down into this bar by a fellow named Durnan.
Durnan.
Durnan, we actually have no clue what is going on.
Cilantro nods.
Okay.
You sit around this this table with these individuals. You're all more or less just, in a way, thankful to get out of the cold night air, except for those of you who really don't feel it. And you're kind of taking in the atmosphere around you as you sit around this sturdy wooden table, which is lit by brightly burning candles, and looks to be littered by plates that have been cleared of food and half-drained tankards. You weren't here when that happened, but appears a mess has been left. The sound of gamblers and yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard that you passed on your way in. And as you sit there, kind of confusedly looking around at these people that you've been sat with and wondering either, one, who this Mr. Volo is, or two, what Volo wants with you, the general noise and hubbub around you is suddenly eclipsed by a shout of, "Ya pig! Like killing me mates, do ya?" And then, through the doorway, you see a 7-foot-tall half-orc who is suddenly hit by a wild swinging punch from a male man whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him, ready to jump into the fray, as the half-orc cracks her knuckles and roars and begins to leap towards the tattooed figures. But before you can see if any blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators clusters around the brawl. Let me go ahead and grab these people and actually move them onto the map.
Are they these are just spectators, right? The clones?
The clones are actively getting into a fist fight with this giant half-orc, while the people who have more custom tokens are kind of just spreading around as you would see like in a high school, just like screaming, "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!"
So they're not in like uniforms or anything, are they?
No, they don't appear to be.
Okay.
What kind of tattoos do the bald man have?
He seems to have eye-shaped tattoos covering his head.
Would you call these guys grim patrons? Everyone
Could be.
from Hearthstone.
Look like it.
I approach the fight.
Okay. You kind of get up to where the crowd of individuals around the fight are, they seem to be throwing down bets. People just kind of trying to get an idea of what's happening there. You have to force yourself a little bit in between people's legs with your short stature. But you finally poke your head through, and you see this half-orc who's just fucking decking people left and right. These 5 people who just seem to be swarming over her. No one really seems to have hopped in to help as of yet. She seems to be kind of holding her own, but there's 5 of them, so there's a possibility that they might take her down.
I start playing battle music for her and throw her some inspiration for fun.
Okay. It's a D6, I believe.
Yes.
Right. Is anyone else doing anything while this fight is happening?
Can I do a perception check on her?
Yeah, what are you trying to look for?
Just to see if she's blatantly drunk or in a rage.
Yeah, go ahead and give me one.
So I just clicked perception, correct?
Yep.
While he's doing that, can I just kind of walk up to observe the fight? Not close enough to get involved, but close enough to get information.
Yeah, you can get it. You can get up there.
I got a natural 20.
You got a 13. If you had been rolling with advantage, it would be a natural 20.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So it's gonna be the first one to roll with advantage.
Okay.
I would like to use Fog Cloud.
One second, really quick. So before any of this happens, you kind of take a look in there. She looks like she's probably had a drink or two, but with her overall stature, she's like literally 7.5 feet tall, and she's fucking built. I think there actually might be art of her.
So she's only had one drink, and is she in a blind rage or no?
No, she does not. She does not appear to be like raging. She just seems to be giving her own. You're really like based off the scream. You get the idea that she was the one who instigated the fight. Apparently, these guys. Actually, I'm sorry. No, the guys instigated the fight on her. You're really not sure if they know each other per se. But like I said, she appears to be kind of holding her own at this point. Not quite drunk. She definitely looks like she's a seasoned fighter of some sort.
Okay.
Can I, because I have 100 ball bearings with my burglar's pack, can I like flick one to see if somebody like trips over it?
Sure. Give me a regular dexterity check.
13.
Mm-hmm. When
so hilariously, as you flick this ball bearing across the battlefield, either through a very good perception on her part or just blind luck, Yagra it like goes underneath Yagra's are this half orc whose name you don't know quite yet, her legs, and kind of like stumbles between, and the person that she was like actively fighting like just slips on it, and she uses that opportunity to just get like a fucking good ass like deck into him, and the guy just goes down.
Nice. When one of these guys gets like bumped into me with my shield, I'd like to shove him.
All right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check really quick. I believe it's shove attack is basically handled as a grapple, correct? So athletics versus his.
Yeah, his athletics basically versus my athletics or acrobatics. I think I'm not. Yeah.
A natural 20, he gets an exact 20, which means you win. So even though he's a fairly strong guy himself, he probably actually is a bit liquored up, and you manage to just get like a slight little shove off him as he comes back into the crowd, and he stumbles down and cracks his head as he goes down. Is a bit dazed by this. Yager again seems to recognize that something has happened, and kind of lunges over and just pops the guy in the back of the head, so his head just kind of ricochets off the ground, and he also just goes unconscious. As I move the map accidentally. At this point, Yagra actually kind of. Let me go ahead and roll for her really quick. Were you like trying to do that stealthily or anything, or were you just like doing it?
Well, no, it's like I'm part of the crowd, so in fights, like people get shoved, they throw them back in. Only I was a lot more forceful with my shove back in.
I think Salsa wanted to do something.
What to do, Salsa?
Is the orc injured at all?
She's taken a couple of hits, but she still seems to be up and going. It's like she's taken a couple punches, but like no actual weapons have been pulled out at this point. So she still seems to be, a little bit hurt here and there, but at the same time, not heavily wounded.
I'd like to drop Fog Cloud to cause more chaos, or not necessarily chaos, but like harder for outsiders to see exactly what's going on.
Would it help if I casted guidance on Solantra?
In this case, no, because he's not really so much making a check, he's just affecting the general things that are happening around him.
Okay.
But as I guess right cast fog cloud, I scoot in a bit closer so I'm inside the cloud instead of out, so I can keep watching kind of passively.
We'll say when you make the fog cloud, you're essentially not making like an O, you're making a circle, like a globe, and you would be inside of the globe and also affected by it at that point.
Big
That's
oop.
fine.
So oddly, a cloud of fog just seems to probably billow out from Solon, this dark masked figure, as he kind of approaches the fight itself, and it kind of encompasses this group of people, and the rest of the crowd around kind of just seems to know that something magical is happening, and they begin to back up a little bit as the fight is possibly about to get a little bit more deadly now that magic has been thrown in. And I'm going to take that more or less as an actual active threatening gesture. So I'm going to go ahead and have everyone roll into initiative at this point. I need to clear initiative first. All right.
How do we roll for this again?
Okay, so I have set up nice little buttons. So if you click on your token, and up on the top left-hand corner, there's going to be several buttons you can click. One of them says initiative. I would like you to click that. It would probably help if I rolled my people into initiative. Let me double check on fog cloud really quick. It's 20-foot sphere radius. I'm just gonna say that it is centered on Yagra. So this is that little circle you should see on the screen right now is kind of the length and breadth of the fog cloud as it pops up. All right. It is this bandit. This bandit is right beside you, Cilantro's turn, and he is kind of confused by all this stuff going on. But at the same time, the last person he saw that he knew was a combatant was that person in front of him. So he's going to move up really quick and just try to swing at her.
Orc.
As you, since you're right in front of him, you can actually see like he's no longer trying to punch. You see a flash of steel as he unsheathes the scimitar as he cuts at her.
No shit.
And he rolls a 5 and misses her. He's very distracted by this fog cloud, which is popping up. Torgar, you would have seen this billowing cloud of fog kind of appear in this the middle of this room. Obviously an unnatural event. And Cilantro would kind of strode into it as it kind of billowed out from around him in this area. You're left not really being able to see what's going on in there right now. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but if you would like to do something, what would you like to do?
So I know this is a well-known tavern, but are there any like small critters around, like mice or rats, anywhere near me?
Not on the main floor, probably. There probably are small critters around here somewhere, but none that you can really perceive on the main like display floor.
Damn it. I'm gonna move into the fog cloud just to observe again.
Just get a good eye of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I not see in the cloud?
It's like heavily obscured, so while you're in the cloud, like within like 5 or 10 feet of people, I would say you probably have a bit of vision. And if you're like right beside people, you should be able to see as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna move right next to Salsa, or close enough to where I can see
So
what's happening with
kind of
the
move
half
forward
orc and the.
So you kind of bump up against this dark hooded figure beside you, and there seems to be a bandit with a scimitar trying to strike at this half orc from behind. Just try to keep an eye on it, and then you're good with that.
As of right now, yes.
All right, that'll bring us to Yagra. Now that one of these dudes has, she kind of like, as she moved out of the way, the scimitar flashed down and struck at, like, chipped the wood underneath of her, and with the general fog obscuring the rest of the people around her, and the fact that this guy's also drawn steel, she feels completely fine with turning around and just whipping out a mace and just beating the living shit out of this guy. So she is going to attack and hit twice, and very, very quickly, like with a series of stunning strikes, the first of which kind of like bats the bandit back up against Salantra, and he kind of rebounds off, and she just cracks down and throws him down to unconsciousness as well. Chriselle, it is your turn.
Would I be able to push away the unconscious attacker?
He's not physically on you. I more or less said that as like a flavor thing. Okay. He's technically in the space in front of you, not like exactly where you are.
Okay.
She is going to move to this table here and take a seat because this ain't her fight.
All right. Salantra, it is your turn.
Is the orc still relatively uninjured?
Yeah, she seems pretty good actually. And she's only really got 2 more enemies that she's really got to take care of as far as you can tell.
I would like to use command on the one of the attackers like on the table.
You can if you want to, Salsa. You're a new player, so I kind of want to throw this out for you. This is like the very first encounter, and you would have like no resources after this. So unless you guys went and arrested directly after this, you'd kind of be shooting yourself in the leg for the rest of the session probably. There's also only like 2 more guys left, so you may want to rely on like a cantrip if you want to actually do something like damage-wise, or if you want to help her out in some way, shape, or form. You could always cast guidance on her to help her out. Level 1, you got to be really sparing with your resources.
And Sacred Flame is just a light.
It does damage.
Is it AoE or targeted?
I believe it's targeted.
I'd like to cast Sacred Flame for this attacker from the orc.
Okay. I think technically speaking, he's kind of obscured from you, so you'd have to get a little bit closer. If you like move up to right beside her, you could probably get up to the point you'd be able to see him. Yeah, that'll work. So go ahead and click the button. I believe it is a dexterity save on my part. But if you want to, I believe it's in your core. Yeah, there you go. Got it. He rolled a 15, so he manages to actually dodge out of the way as the Sacred Flame comes down. But he seems a bit startled by the fact that there's somebody else in this fight, and he didn't realize other people would be helping this person out. Anything else?
In terms of moves, like that's it. But would I be able to cast something like that, let's say next to somebody instead of directed at them, to purposely spook?
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that.
Okay, that's it.
All right. I think technically speaking, you only moved about 10 or 15 feet. So if you want to, you could still move. You don't have. So when I say like there's a movement action, you more or less have a pool of movement you can use over your turn. If you move, you can move, do something, then move if you want to.
I take the seat right here at the table.
Okay. So you kind of like throw this thing at him, and then he kind of just dodges out of the way, and he kind of like looks at you confusedly as you just sit down in front of him.
That's right.
It's a bit of a power move, I'm not gonna lie. Well, he has the choice of the person who just like absolutely obliterated his friend, or this weird guy who just came through the fog, seemed to cast some type of sacred light at him, and then calmly sat down in front of him. And so I threw down a little wisdom check as a morality check, and he hard failed it. So he's gonna go after the scary orc instead. He too is gonna whip out his scimitar and try to hit Yagra, and actually hit this time. She's a bit more bloodied, but she still seems to be up and in the running. Harwain, it is your turn.
At this point, I can't see anything that's going on inside.
Yeah, you just hear a ruckus.
Let's see. You know, the best tales are told up front, so I'm gonna try and find some friends. And I enter into the mist.
Okay. I'll treat it as I have with everyone else, where you more or less have to get within like 5 or 10 feet to really get an idea of like what's going on with different people. So you begin entering the fog, and you hear Yagra, who seems to be at the same time like kind of yelling and laughing at the same time, as she seems to enjoy a nice fight.
Oh, can I not get on that chair?
Are you also just going to try to sit down at the table?
I was actually trying to move the chair out of the way so I could get a better look at the fight.
No, the chair is part of the map, unfortunately.
Oh, it's just stapled there.
Yes. You hop up on the chair. This puts you at a prime nipple height for everybody else.
Prime nipple height.
You said 5 to 10?
Yeah, so you're within range to do anything to this bandit if you want to. Either one, for that matter.
Does the bandit look exactly like his avatar looks?
Yeah, more or less. Seems to be a grungy man. The one who has the eyeballs tattooed all across his like bald head would be the guy that's behind him right now.
I can't see the guy behind him though.
You can't? There should be 2 people just directly to your south.
Oh no, I meant, but like I as a person can see him, but can Harwain see him?
Harwain can't see him, yes.
Excuse me, sir, but you have eyes on the top of your head that do not match the eyes already on your head. Oh wait. I think you're just ugly.
Vicious mockery, vicious mockery. Alright. He stares very confusedly at you. Your general charm seems to just completely bypass his ability to actually understand what you're saying. And he kind of squints his eyes and just has this confused, hurt look on his face as he takes 2 psychic damage from that. I believe he also has disadvantage on his next attack.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Wee6, I see you're still sitting at the table. I would have assumed you would have moved up, so I'm going to move you over near the action, and you can do stuff from there.
So, from here, what I want to do is I want to get right behind Salah. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can like stumble around in there. I'm playing this fog cloud kind of fast and loose, so I'll let you go ahead and get behind him. I believe you should have the movement to do that pretty easily.
Then can I draw my bow and point it at the boss?
Yeah, sure. Are you gonna shoot at him?
I am not. I'm going to ask him who started this shit.
He kind of like looks around and well, obviously she did.
Can I do a perception check to see if he's lying?
You can do an insight check.
Insight check.
Insight will tell you those things.
Can you see him from how far away he is?
Like I said, I'm playing this more or less fast and loose.
Okay.
So like more or less RP wise, cutscene, the fog swirls in such a way that he can actually see him in this kind of instance. Yeah, he appears to be lying in some way, shape, or form. You're pretty sure that with your angle, you were probably actually looking through the door as these guys rolled in, and that dude definitely just rolled up and just like decked her.
Can I shoot an arrow at the chair to scare him?
To like intimidate him?
Yes.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Hey now.
So just roll an intimidation check.
Ooh.
All right. He is. You fire this arrow, and it kind of just like breezes past Salah's shoulder, unflinching as he kind of just stares at him. This fog billowing around him, and this arrow just dives directly between this man's legs, and he just kind of like looks up at you, and you hear like an audible gulp, and he seems to be rather intimidated by that, I would say.
Damn, he's still holding his ground. I thought he was gonna flee.
Well, you kind of have to wait on his turn for something like that to happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, then I have my turn.
All right, he will. It's actually his turn, and he will like look at you and look at Yagra, and then look at all of his friends who have been knocked out, and he just books.
Oh, did I miss my chance to intercept? Or like,
you were not really close enough to really be able to stop him.
more so do an action unrelated to damage, or maybe intimidation. I wanted to pick up the head of one of his friends and cut like his braid off, and then just put it on the table.
Maybe on your turn. Also, that would be like, you also got to remember you are in a quote-unquote civilized town, in a civilized area. So, possibly. Gatecrasher, it is your turn. You heard an audible gulp, a squeak, and what sounded kind of like a human being himself. And then you heard rushing footsteps through the cloud.
I'm gonna follow those footsteps.
Alright.
Get in the middle of this and like, oh, here's everybody. And then I stare at this man at the table, and I make a grab for his ankles.
Okay. Hilariously, you're kind of like standing in the same space as Harwain.
Am I? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of short, and I'm playing this more cinematic than anything else, so I'll allow it in this case. You just got to standing over top of him while he just enjoys the view, I guess. I don't know. Specs the gears. So go ahead and give me an athletics check. 18. He rolled a 10, so you have him grappled.
All right. I keep a hold of his legs. And that's my turn.
Torgar, it is your turn. You would have heard the same audible gulp. You probably would. No, you probably would have caught up the sound of somebody peeing and running away.
Can I move behind the other, or the last remaining enemy?
Yeah, you would have enough movement to do that.
Cool. I can attack the enemy without hitting Gatecrasher, right?
Oh yeah, easily. And so he's just kind of holding on to him. He's not like sharing the same space or anything like that. You can easily give a swing off at him.
All right then, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh.
Shillelagh?
Damn, so we
Shillelagh,
just fucked up his crew.
and then hit him with my quarterstaff.
All right, go ahead. Double check and make sure that was actually properly put into your character sheet. It was. Okay, so
It is one-handed because I do have my shield equipped.
Fine.
How do I do that?
Okay, so if you open up your character sheet, there are 3 like column areas. The one in the middle that starts with armor class, initiative, speed. If you go down a couple of different boxes, there's a box called attacks and spellcasting. One of them has Shillelagh written in it. If you click Shillelagh, it'll auto-roll everything for you. There you go. Unfortunately, even though he has grappled the general flow of all the fog around you, kind of confuses your strike a little bit, and your staff kind of slams down on the table behind him.
Damn it.
Just go, man. You got plenty of other opportunities to smack people.
You whipped!
Anything else?
I'm pretty sure that's all of my available actions.
All right. It is Yagra's turn. She will look to you, Gatecrasher, and wink at you and say, "Thanks for holding on to him for me." And then she's gonna smash. And she does indeed smash. The bandit in front of you goes unconscious and kind of like falls down on the table. you still grasping onto his ankles unless you let go.
I let go as he falls and watch him tumble into the chair.
He just like
behind him.
fumbles and just just like lands on it and just like let me do this really quick. Nice. He like fumbles off the table and like falls in the direction of the giant pit over there. And like some of these guys like walk up and whoa, 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 and like grab his body before he can like fly directly into the pit. It is Chriselle's turn. Assuming you're gonna keep spectating.
Yeah, well, she's gonna like pick at the if there's plates in front of her, she's gonna like pick at the food.
Oh yeah, somebody definitely left half of the chicken there.
Cool, she's eating the chicken.
All right. You use your action to eat chicken, which is the premier D&D experience. Cilantro.
Every time you say his name, all I can think about is cilantro.
I can't hear you, Salah, if you're saying something.
I'm thinking.
I got you. I mean, you
So
don't...
his body is in the two, blocking him from falling off.
That was more or less like an RP thing. Like, you can easily get around it. So if I have an X on somebody here, you can just pretty much ignore the fact that they're on the map at that point. Unless you want to, like, interact with it purposely. You don't have to really worry about, like, movement when there's stuff like that. Unless it's something like if there's, like, a dragon body in front of a 5-foot doorway. Maybe at that point.
Like the unconscious body that Torgard just staffed.
Yeah, he's just like he's like splayed out on the table in front of you.
One sec. After being clubbed without breaking paws, I just move his body under the table and start to walk out.
Like walk out towards the walk out of the fog god, or walk out in the direction of the entrance.
Walk out of the fog towards this big pit.
Right, do you have his body with you?
No, I just put it under the table.
Gotcha.
So when we move out with the smoke still there, it's kind of difficult to figure out what happens.
Oh, good idea. Not bad. All right, Harwain, it is your turn. Gatecrasher's kind of standing over top of you. There's a unconscious man who just got shoved underneath of a table in front of you.
So I'm gonna mosey onto the bar.
Okay. As you exit the fog cloud, Durnan actually is kind of like moved up to kind of get a good look of what's going on there. He hasn't pulled the greatsword that you know he keeps under the bar out quite yet. But just the way he's standing, you have the idea he's probably like sitting there waiting just in case the fight needs to like be actually broken up and blood starts getting spilled. He hasn't actually seen the weapons be drawn yet.
Durnan, I need 2 ales for our lovely champion in the cloud.
Oh? Are you part of this?
Only to sing her praises and her victory.
Fuck.
Well, I guess that means Yagro won whatever competition she was in here.
One would assume, as there are 4 men who are currently taking a nap.
He kind of like chuckles and pulls 2 ales out and says, "On the house." That'll probably be the end of your turn. It is your turn.
What's the female's name in the middle that we've been helping?
You don't actually know her name. You may have heard them. If you would, give me a perception check really quick. Yeah, you really wouldn't have heard that discussion happening out there.
Okay.
You're really unsure of what her name actually is. You could always ask her.
Okay. So I go up to her and I grab her by the hand and say, "My lady, are you okay?"
Oh.
Oh.
That may have been a...
She just looks at you, very confused. Let me try to parse this really quick.
You get your ass beat, dude.
God, dude, I'm trying to have this ogre fall in love with me that way.
She's like, well, I got the opportunity to punch 4 of these bastards in the face, club a couple of them down, and I haven't even gotten to my 3rd drink yet, so I think I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Are you hurt?
She kind of like looks at like a cut across like one of her arms and just goes, "Nah, not really."
I say to myself, I think, oh, I don't know what to do. It's so
You're good. We can move on to the next person.
it's so funny. Yeah, it's fine.
You hear the scampering of feet as the guy who fled makes it to the door. And unless somebody wants to like do anything in particular, we'll go ahead and end combat there.
Let me get my turn, and then
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so under the guise of pulling this guy out of the fog cloud, I'm gonna start patting him down while I drag him.
Okay.
Looking for that sweet, sweet gold.
Okay. Let me... I mean, you find he doesn't seem to be a very profitable individual, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But you do manage to find a bit of pocket lint and probably 3 or 4 silver pieces on him.
All right,
So we'll say 4 silver pieces and some pocket lint.
I'll take it and I'll drag him out of the cloud.
Okay.
Well, 'cause he's pretty hurt. Anybody got any smelling salts? And I prop him up in this chair and I was like, he should be fine right here.
And with that, we will go ahead and clear initiative. Salsa, are you gonna keep concentrating in that fog cloud, or are you gonna let it lapse?
It can lapse.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and let me find the guy who's holding that.
Half the spice is people not seeing what just happened, and then smoke gone. Boom.
It is very spooky.
Well, hold on. Do I still have this lady's hand in my?
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Here, not, dude. Don't make me look like a simp in front of the whole bar. Come on, bro.
Well, it's kind of weird because like she's definitely holding a mace in the hand. You're just kind of like holding her wrist, and she's just kind of like looking at you, kind of weird. And I guess at this point, Harwain will probably wander up with a thing of ale and hand it to her.
Oh, it's quite the bout. You're not a guard, are you?
Are you asking we or Yagra?
Yagra.
She looks at it and goes, "No."
Perfect.
Kind of questionable. That's what a guard would say.
I'm a mercenary, but I'm not a guard.
Nice.
All the better. I take a large swig out of my mug.
She gladly accepts your ale and just downs it in one go, and then like goes to sit back down at her table and realizes that there's still a couple of unconscious bodies in the area. And she kind of like sighs and gets up and like goes and picks them up. And like under Dernan's eyes, he's sitting there polishing like a beer mug as he watches her. She just slowly drags the unconscious body like out to the front door, just like leaves it on the street. She just finished up grabbing 2 of the bodies and moving them.
I'll help her.
Yeah, well, you go to help her out with one of the other bodies when suddenly, as the bar begins to like, kind of calm down and people are going back to their seats, this person walks up to Chris, who's kind of sitting there in her seat with a deboned chicken in front of her. No one's really sure how she managed to eat it in under 6 seconds, but you know, kids these days.
She's a growing girl.
When you kind of assumed at first that it was going to be just somebody noticing the unconscious bodies and raising the alarm about it, but you suddenly realize that the shots of alarm you begin to hear around you aren't coming from inside of the tavern. They're coming from outside of the tavern, as like this disgusting wafting smell begins to come up from the hole beneath you. Shouts of alarm suddenly ring out as a hulking creature climbs up out of the shaft in the middle of the tap room. A monster with warty green skin and a tangled nest of wiry black hair and a long carrot-shaped nose with bloodshot eyes. It bares its yellow teeth and begins to howl, and you can see half a dozen bat-like creatures that seem to have attached to its body, kind of like with like these massive proboscis just like stuck in its skin, like mosquito-like, just seeming to pull out this disgusting greenish reddish blood. 3 more of these creatures fly out around it, seeming to try to find a place to find purchase. Everyone in the tavern reacts in complete fear, kind of like the exact opposite of the previous bar fight. They just assumed the bar fight was just part of the entertainment of the night. No one really signed up to come here and watch what you all realize is a troll as Durnan shouts out what it is, and seems to grasp the greatsword that he keeps underneath the bar and charges out in the direction of it. I would like everyone to roll initiative again.
Wait, was in the picture it shows this greatsword being above the bar?
Yeah, well, this is my world, and I make it different.
Savage.
No, you can't. You lied to me.
Fuck, where's initiative again? I'm so sorry.
Click your token, and the button should appear in the top left-hand corner.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
I definitely rolled a 20 on mine, but okay.
I also rolled a 20.
What the fuck is this?
I rolled a 6.
What's your dex?
4. Well, my modifier is +4. My dex is 18.
So the people around you guys begin to scatter as this disgusting, obviously wounded, but still quite gross and dangerous troll appears, climbing up over the edge. It seems to, for the most part, seem to be ignoring the people around it as it swats at the creatures which are attached to it. But unfortunately, the ones that are flying above it kind of take advantage of the shock of everyone around them and begin to dart towards the people who are nearest to it. This one's going to dart at Gatecrasher, which doesn't make much sense if you know what these things are, because I guess at this point it doesn't realize she's a robot. And it darts at you and kind of like lashes out with its proboscis. Gatecrasher does a 9 hit.
No.
I did not think so. This other stir will dart past this nameless NPC as it realizes that they have no name, and they will attempt to do the same to Cressel. A 24 to hit.
I hate you.
I know. I don't think so. When it lashes onto you, it doesn't actually do damage. It just seems to sink itself into your skin, and you kind of look at it, and then you're like, oh, if I let this thing sit on me, it's going to start sucking my fucking blood out. So, with that, it's Torgar's turn.
Where the fuck is even Cap? Cap, I don't even see you on the map.
I'm right behind,
Oh, okay.
right underneath Arwen.
Apparently didn't roll down German. Doomen.
Let's see.
Dudamel.
Duran.
Duran.
I take it these bat-like creatures that are currently attacking everybody won't be too inclined to answer questions, right?
Give me a nature check really quick. Because there's definitely a chance that you may have come across these at some point in your adventures. So if you go into your character sheet, because I realize I've not gone over the character sheet with you because I'm a bad DM. On the left side, so we pulled from your attacks, we pulled from the middle area, correct? On the left side, that's where all of your stats and your skills are. So in the same way you rolled for your shillelagh earlier on, in the skills block, there's something called nature. If you click on that, it'll give me a nature roll as well. Or, yeah, you don't know what these things are.
Shit.
You don't know specifically what they are, but you get the impression that they do appear to be creatures of some sort, and they're definitely acting in a bestial manner.
Okay. Quick question for the DM. If I cast Entangle, does that make my allies have to performance strength check too? Or
Yes,
is
it does,
just,
because it says, so if you notice when
Okay.
you're looking, it'll say a creature in the area. That means anything. Anything that can be designated as a creature, which does include player characters.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on one of the bat creatures to see if I can get any information, assuming it works.
Let me take a look at it really quick. I will leave it up to you if you want to do it. I will say, with what you've seen of these creatures right now, they don't appear to be exceptionally intelligent, and they seem more or less to be. You really don't need to talk to them to get the idea that they kind of just want to suck blood.
Okay.
It's like a mosquito.
Yeah, they're basically giant mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. I mean, if you want to, you can. I'm just going to tell you right now as the DM, speaking to a newer player, they're not really going to be able to tell you much.
Okay, so I'm assuming Yager is also taking part in this battle.
She does seem to be rearing up to take on the troll. Oh, I forgot also one last thing. Durnan, as he kind of like leapt over the bar, kind of pointed at you guys in Yagara, since you seem to be the people who are kind of there, who already have their weapons out and ready, with the exception of people who kind of like sat out, and yells, "Ah, fuck, a troll! I'll take care of it. Yagara, give me a hand. The rest of you, take care of the little ones." But he does seem to be drawn his weapon and seems to be moving in the direction of the troll.
Okay.
And he also mentions, if you've got any fire, or if you got any lamp oil, and he kind of like points at one of the, every single one of these tables you can actually see actually seems to have a lamp sitting on the middle of it. Toss it on it!
Alright, I'm gonna cast Goodberry and offer it to Yagra.
Alright, so you pop, how many does that make for you? 10?
10.
Alright, she, I'll say that she accepts it, and she goes, "Oh, thank you, that'll be, useful, if I need it." And, kind of pockets it for the moment, I guess. You also still have 9 good berries, so keep track of that.
Cool. That's an action. It's a bonus action. I think that's it.
Okay. It is one of these bat-like creatures' turns. Seeing as the other guys are already kind of like doing stuff with those two people, he goes after new prey and kind of flicks over towards W6. He, again, is going to make the hilarious mistake of trying to suck blood out of a Warforged and roll a 10 to hit, which I believe misses hilariously. Yeah, you have an AC of 17, so that's definitely going to miss. Gatecrasher, it is your turn.
I will move here, so I'm engaged in both of these guys. And I will take a swipe at the one that's on my friend above me.
Alright, go ahead.
$14 to hit.
That hits. That is actually their AC. So, Chris, you're kind of flick back, trying to get away from this sturge. Well, I just said what it is. This giant mosquito, as it puts its proboscis into your arm, and you're getting ready to kind of flick it off, when out of nowhere you see this bright pink construct just flash a sword out and just sever it in half. It kind of like flops down to the ground in front of you.
Thank you.
Don't forget, you have to go visit your mom more. Okay? Don't forget.
And with that life lesson in mind, we'll move to Harwain.
Harwain jumps on the table.
Very well.
He grabs the lamp oil and chucks it at the troll.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check. I'll tell you what. You can either give me a dexterity check or you can give me a performance check. So with a quick flick of your wrist, you kind of just rear up and just flick this. You get probably a good half of the canister just swiped across the troll, who just kind of stares at you dumbly as he like rips off one of the sturges and like crushes it in his hand and just gets lamp oil in his face and just kind of looks at you, very confused.
Do I have an?
So that was an action.
That was an action to throw it at it. Bonus action, I'm going to... actually, as a part of my movement, I'm pulling out a torch. And... so, 5 feet again on the table. Throwing the oil. Pulling out a torch. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my movement getting under the table.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to crack the torch and throw it at him next turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Cilantro, it is your turn.
You can see that the troll is pretty distracted right now.
The troll does indeed appear to be pretty distracted at the moment.
Knowing that the lamp oil was thrown onto it, I don't have enough movement space to... You see where there's coiled up rope? What it appears like? Right over there?
If you hold left click on the map, it'll ping it. Yeah. That appears to be some type of, like, winch that you would imagine, based off this giant hole, people are probably lowered and raised up with.
Okay, so seeing as the troll is distracted and is covered in lamp oil, I move over to the thing, grab...
I think you might... Yeah, that's going to be a little bit past your maximum movement. Remember, you only have about 30 feet of movement. I think you were about here. So you could, like, get up to, like, right here-ish with your regular movement, and then if you wanted to, you could technically use the rest of your movement to dash.
Just for this turn?
Yes.
And so next turn I'll be able to move more?
Yes.
Alright, so I want to dash to the thing over there. How far?
Just bear in mind you would be entering and then exiting the troll's like area of influence, so he would probably get a swipe off on you.
That's okay.
Okay. So you go ahead and move and then dash to get right there. You should have enough movement for that. He's gonna try to slap at you as you run by. 12. That, I believe, misses.
Can I, like... Yeah.
So generally speaking, interacting with an object is going to be an action. Kind of like the same thing with Harwain when he picked up the lamp oil and threw it. So if you want to do something with that next turn, you definitely can.
Okay, dope. So I do this after seeing he's all oiled up, ready to go.
Oiled up and ready to go. All right, Chris. Speaking of being oiled up and ready to go, what are you doing?
Can I hog a dagger at this one?
Yeah, go ahead. I believe it is outside of the 5-foot range, so it's not a disadvantage.
Yeah, okay, so I obviously have never played a rogue. I don't get sneak attack, right? Even though it's right next to Gatecrusher.
You would. Are you trying to play like you never played a rogue before? Because the people who may be watching on Gatecrusher's stream don't realize you only play rogue?
No, this is only my second rogue, don't even.
Yeah. A 19 will hit for, Jesus Christ damage based off this thing's health. The dagger just, like, flicks through the air. And, like, if there was a wall for it to be pinned up against, it definitely would. But it kind of, like, sails over top of Yagura's head and just clunks down, like, back over behind her. She kind of, like, stares at you just like, nice.
Sorry. That's it, that's my turn.
Alright, it is Yagura's turn. And I realize after I say that is my job. She's gonna move forward. And seeing that he's already got lamp oil on him and a torch is probably gonna be thrown at him very soon, kind of just takes it upon herself to just keep him busy. And she begins to try to wail at him with her mace again. And miss hilariously. She was rolling like 18s and 19s against the bandits, but the trolls she rolls a 6 and a 7. Alright. Yagra has unfortunately shaken your hand off as she has gone towards the much more interesting giant green creature. There is one of these flying weird mosquito things beside you, though, as well as the troll standing off over there.
Can I? I'm actually going to use my action to move.
Well, you can just move with your movement, so you're good to do that.
Oh, okay.
So, breaking this down again, you have several different types of actions. You have a primary action, which is what you usually use with your attack. You can also dash, which is just move again. You can disengage, which allows you to move away from things that provoking attacks of opportunity. You have your movement, which you can just use every turn, as long as something isn't preventing you from doing it. And you have a bonus action and a free action, which are their own like little things.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to like right there.
You can. As you leave the Surge's area of influence, though, he is going to try to get a big suck on you.
If I move straight back, because I was here.
Yeah, you were standing right beside him.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, if he rolls a 16, so he misses, so you're fine.
All right, so then I'm here. I'm gonna shoot my longbow at the ogre.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
What the fuck just happened? Oh.
That's what we call a flaccid 20 in the business, and it does indeed hit.
Nice.
Your arrow flashes over and slams into his chest, and he kind of like roars in a bit of pain as he actually begins to take damage while he's up here, aside from the Sturges. Your arrow pierces into him, and you actually notice at this point, with that arrow in him, he actually is fairly wounded. He seems to have taken quite a bit of hits from whatever was happening below. Anything else with your turn?
No.
All right, it is Darnan's turn. He is going to let forth a bit of a roar and rush his ass over to... He's actually just going to go ahead and hop up. No, he has that right there. No, he's going to hop up on the table. He's going to more or less hop up on the table of Harway, just like dismounted, and try to lay into this guy with his greatsword. And crit. Oh, there's a lot of text here. 1 second.
So how do you know if you crit?
So when you roll, with Roll20 at least, it'll pop up green whenever you roll a natural 20, and it'll pop up red whenever it's a natural 1. So that's like the easy indicator. Also, like if you look over your last roll with your longbow, if you hover over the 20, it actually has a breakdown of what is happening with that roll. It has like a parentheses 15. That is what you physically rolled with the d20.
So yeah, so I got a dirty 20.
Yep.
Okay.
Dirty 20, flaccid 20, whatever you want to call it.
Flaccid
20. So
Raw.
Darnan's greatsword has this super awesome special property that when he gets a natural 20, he lops off a limb. So he just rolls up and just absolutely dumpsters all over this thing's face. It is very heavily wounded and it is missing one of its arms at this point. The arm like flops off with the sturge still attached to it and just flies off into the pit behind you guys. And he has like a wicked grin on his face as he seems to be enjoying all this. It's the troll's turn. As you guys watch though, that like arrow that you shot into him, kind of begins to push out of his chest and is just kind of like plops out on the ground, and you see the hole that it caused just seal up on itself, and you see what is actually beginning to look like a very, very tiny, like Deadpool hand popping out of the lopped off arm as his arm begins to regenerate.
Bruh.
Gross.
Darden just like messed him up, so he's going to go ahead and try to violate him back. The bite and 2 claw attacks hits all 3. Ooh, Darden. Darden takes the hits with a stride. You get the idea that Darden is a fairly experienced guy himself, and even though he just took 3 pretty big hits, he seems to kind of not be buckling under the pressure of it. Torgar, it is your turn.
Okay, first question.
Yeah.
How close is his arm? Is it just like kind of laying next to it?
No, it like flopped down into the pit behind him.
Okay, into the pit. Okay.
Yeah.
There goes my plans. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh and hit him with my quarterstaff.
Are you gonna roll up on the troll?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and move up to him and hit that Shillelagh button.
Savage.
A 19 will hit. With a resounding crack, you guys see this troll just roll up and just slam his quarterstaff into the troll's knee, and it kind of like half buckles, and he screams out in pain as that happens. Anything else with your turn?
I use my free action to ask either the half orc or Durden. I forgot his fucking name.
Yeah, Durden.
Durden. If they know what the fuck is going on.
Durden kind of like looks back at you with like not like a blood crazy, but like a grin on his face as if he's like just remembering old times. A hell of a fun night!
Sick.
Very well. I end my turn.
All right. It is the Sturge's turn. The nearest target is actually Yagra, so he's going to try to bite her from behind. And he's going to get a 16, which hits. So this Sturge over here is now attached to Yagra's back. Gatecrasher, it is your turn.
All right, I will sidestep this pillar in front of me and come up over there and get into melee with the troll.
All right.
And go ahead and take a swipe.
Go ahead. 23 hits. Another 7 damage to it. It is really hurting.
All right. That's me.
All right. Harwain, it is your turn. You hear a bit of a roar and a clatter as a very heavy man jumps onto the table you were standing underneath of.
Okay, I jump on top of the table again.
All right.
I light my torch.
Okay. You gonna chuck it at the troll?
Yes.
Give me another dexterity check, as I'm assuming you are not proficient in torch throwing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you kind of like flick the torch in its direction, it kind of like flops down on the ground between its legs, and it kind of like looks at you and then looks at the fire. And it seems to be panicking a little bit now that it sees the fire, but it's standing over it as of right now.
I should have just stabbed it with the torch.
Salah, it is your... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Harwain. Do you have anything else you want to do?
To end my movement, I pull out another torch.
Okay. Salah, it is your turn.
I grab this end of whether it be rope.
Grab the
chain.
dangly rope.
Yep.
It appears to be a very, very solid rope. Probably specially crafted for this purpose. But still rope nonetheless, and it seems to have some type of a lasso style like hitch at the bottom of it.
I grab the lasso end. I dash to the troll.
Mm-hmm.
I wrap it around one of its legs, and I sidestep off into the hole on top of it.
Oh, it'll kind of like drag it down with you?
And like where it's like we're falling, but he's gonna hit the ground first while I'm on him.
Okay. That's gonna be a couple of different things. Give me a grapple check really quick, which is gonna be athletics.
Okay, hold up. I think that in core.
Yeah, it's gonna be your ninja skills.
Now I gotta go save your boon ass after you fall in this fucking pit.
Not acrobatics, athletics. I'm sorry if I misspoke there. I can take what your roll was, which is 17 plus 2 and 19. I would say you managed to, like with that, get like a very, very quick loop around the troll's leg. Let's see how much movement you have done. 10, 15.
I just kind of like sidestep off. I don't bet that counts as movement.
How much do you weigh?
170.
So you kind of like step off and you're holding onto this rope and you feel it jerk, like, and then the troll doesn't move. You're kind of like hanging off the side at this point, still holding onto the rope, and the rope is definitely affixed to it, but the troll is a bit more heavier than you are and hasn't really been forced off as of right now.
I yell out asking for someone else to either push it or light it on fire, if that's the thing.
All right. Chriselle, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hawk my other dagger at this one because we've all forgotten that it's there.
All right, go ahead.
Ew.
Oh fuck! Could I have used what's it called? Command for it to like go limp or something in the future?
You could have made it walk off.
Well, if I say walk, you can walk in any direction.
I'll take a walk. Now, let me recommand really quick. Possibly.
I was just curious.
It is a creature. It may be too stupid to figure that out. You're really not sure. You really haven't come across many trolls. So Chriselle, kind of just surprised by this hooded figure, like latching on to the troll and then leaping into the hole. You're a bit distracted, and your dagger flicks off past the sturge, just like clattering off into the bar there. One of the patrons, who is still actually keeping an eye on the fight, is a bit surprised by this and actually ends up booking it because he almost got stabbed. It's Yagra's turn. She is, let's see. She is going to, kind of roll up to the side over here and thrust down her arm towards Yusala and say, "This is probably a good idea, but you want to switch places?"
I say no.
Okay. She turns around and she tries to. Let's see. Let's give her an athletics check with this troll. See what happens.
God damn, it's also.
Why do you do shit like this?
So it's a really nice way to kill your character in the first session you ever play.
No, I'll be
Kill
okay.
them. Kill.
Always works out.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, Yagra is still a bit surprised by your actions. Can't really get a good grip on the troll with her 9 versus the troll's 22. And she'll finish her turn there. Wait, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to move right there.
Oh, right beside Chad.
Yeah, kind of. So I want to move right here. So I'm going to move right here. I'm going to ask Harmon to hold this torch up while I take a shot through the torch, trying to have my arrow catch fire and hit the troll. So
you're gonna hold an attack there. Okay. That sounds fancy and dangerous. I think I would allow that.
So I have to hold the attack?
So what you tell me is I would like to hold my. You would say I would like to hold an action. I would like to hold an attack for when Harwin lifts up his torch for me to shoot through it. Is how you would more or less articulate that.
Well, I thought he already pulled the torch out.
It is unlit currently.
Oh, you fucker.
You light your arrow on fire, or does it take a
That's not really something you would have to like have a special arrow for that.
Okay. You could try to shoot him in the knee so he kind of crumples, making my weight heavy enough to kind of drag him off as he can't really resist, like pull against.
You could you could just rush over there and also jump down on the rope, and both of you could just tumble to your death.
Well, is there a way I can? Because in my mind, it's like when he does fall, I could roll, let's say, athletics or something to be on top of him. So
yeah.
I will take damage, but I won't necessarily die if I pull it off.
Possibly. Give me a perception check really quick.
Okay.
You have dark vision, I believe, up to 60 feet. I'm sorry, Solandra, give me perception really quick.
Core. Oh.
Ooh.
Well, you're a bit distracted by what's going on, and you suddenly realize as you look down, you can see in the dark pretty well. You can see out to about 60 feet of darkness. You don't see a bottom with 60 feet of darkness. So it's at least the hole's at least 60 feet deep. It's it might be more than that. It might be a long way down.
Would I be able to hold on? So the noose is wrapped around his leg, but I'm still holding on to the rope underneath it. Would I be able to cut the rope that's connected to him and just?
Yeah. I mean, possibly.
All right, we'll figure it out.
All right. Are you holding that action for the torch, or are you gonna do something else?
No, but how close is Cap to the orc?
He's he's right beside it, but it's so big that it's really not going to impact your line of fire.
Okay, no, I'm saying is it enough to arc? Almost like how flammable is this this torch fluid or this light fluid that is on this?
I mean, it's lamp fluid. If it gets a spark, it should probably light.
So then, can I arc an arrow off of Cap's shield to?
My shield is wood.
Yeah, he's got a wooden shield.
What about what's your rapier? Is that wood too?
I can't use any metal as druid.
He's got a quarterstaff. Harwin has a rapier.
Wait, but he is a turtle. You could use the shell.
That's not how sparks work, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna arc. I'm gonna try to shoot at Darwin's Ray-Ban to cause this troll to catch fire.
What?
Right?
What? Dang! Thanks for the sub.
what were you saying? What were you saying exactly?
So I'm gonna shoot my bow at Darwin's sword to cause an arc.
Okay, you'd like to cause a spark?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll really quick. Your arrow flashes forward, and so hilariously, that is actually enough damage to kill the troll. So what I'm going to say happens is that indeed, either through skill on your part and Jernan's, or maybe just one of yours, or just complete dumb luck, the arrow just clashes off of the sword in his hand, and a jet of sparks kind of erupts from it as the arrow just sinks into the troll's chest, and it just catches fire and is immolated in front of you guys.
That's odd.
Jernan will. It's actually his turn next, so he will go ahead and use his action to just look at the troll and just kick it. And yeah, that's definitely not. Jernan's a strong boy. The flaming corpse of the troll just falls down into the pit. And just is quickly just snapped underneath you also, as no one has actually released the rope. So it's kind of hanging down, probably about 6 feet below you, just slowly roasting.
Okay.
Torgar, it is your turn.
I use my movement to try and help this dumbass out of a pit.
Yeah, because I bet you the rope is probably burning, so we should probably get this fucking idiot out of there.
Or you can throw me and cut him under.
So if you're gonna run up there trying to help out Salsa, Salsa, are you accepting his aid? He's reaching down for you. Are you grabbing his hand?
I really want to go down the hole, but I will.
Okay.
It's a bottomless hole.
It's not bottomless. It leads to a wonderful mega dungeon.
Backtracking to level 12 right here. Go down the hole.
It leads
This
to
is fast tracking to 3 failed death saves. That's what that's fast tracking to.
It's definitely not the hole you're intended to go down when you hit like level 6 and 7. You know, and like up to level 20.
Mad Mage. We'll be here for We'll be here for a year, just doing Mad Mage.
Pretty much. Mad Mage at level 1. Jesus Christ. Torgar, give me an athletics check really quick, and I'll give you advantages. Salah is technically aiding you as you aid him up. So go ahead and give me. So go to your skill page again, Torgar, and there should be one that says athletics on it. Just go ahead and click that. And I'm giving you advantage on it, so it'll be the higher of the 2, which is a 19, which should be enough to carry Salah up. Salah, you see this kind-looking turtle just pop his head out and smile at you with his odd, foggy eyes, and he kind of like puts down one of his turtle mitts. And you go ahead and grasp it, and he pulls you up.
Wait, could I grab it and throw him down?
I mean, yeah, technically.
You dick! God,
If it was your turn.
Yeah, no, I accept it and I go up.
Okay. I'm glad I don't have to fully explain PvP rules in the first session of the campaign. It is the Sturge's turn, who is still... actually, now I'm thinking about it, he would have followed Yagra. So he's gonna go ahead and suck some blood out of her. He's gonna give her the big suck. And she like suddenly realizes, oh shit, there's something on me. Gate Crasher, it's your turn.
I see this thing that's on her. I'm like, oh. Come here, little buddy. And then I swipe at it.
It is effortlessly swiped away. Yagra's blood kind of flashes a bit, but in a good way, as the mosquito thing that was on her back just gets whacked completely into. And with that, Durnan kind of like lets out a sigh and just goes, well, it is Tuesday after all. And he kind of like walks over to where the rope is, and he kind of like just judges where it is with the troll, and he just sighs and just starts carving away at the rope with the sword. I'll retie that in the morning.
I go pick up my daggers, because I only have 2.
Can I ask him what's down there?
Oh, sure. As he's walking away, if you ask him about that, you're a new person coming to the Yawning portal. I see. Thought I hadn't seen you before. Down there is the Undermine. I think that's what it's called, at least. That was me saying that, not him. No. You know, you would think that I would know these things.
All right, back to the good bard music.
The Undermountain. It's the Undermountain down there. Many riches and many dangerous foes have been found down there. Indeed. And he kind of like puts his hand around towards the bar. That's how I came to afford building this place with some treasures. And he kind of like leans up against the greatsword, and you kind of get the indication that the greatsword is one of the things he found down there. I wouldn't recommend going down there quite yet, young one. Come back with a little bit more salt on your brow, and you may be able to take a couple of stabs at it.
Spit on the ground.
You know this is a bar, right?
I'm pretty sure worse has been dropped on this bar floor before.
Not in my
New
bar.
to this area.
Can I go over and slap Salsa and tell him mind your manner?
I mean, sure.
Alright, I go over and slap Salsa and tell him mind your manner.
Give me a strength check really quick. I'm not gonna have it do damage because you guys are level 1 and you guys can fucking kill each other this way. But I want to see if you actually like hit.
Wow.
No, you kind of like swipe at him, and I guess at this point Salsa just like knows like your attack patterns, and he kind of just like moves out of the way as you try to slap him. I see you've moved up to Durnan, Harwin. Do you have something to say to him?
I was actually trying to keep Durden from killing the new guy.
He's got other things. He just he starts yelling for his waitstaff. I believe where is she? Bonnie! Bonnie! She yep. This fairly youngish woman kind of rushes over. She seems to have been hiding off in a corner as everything was happening around her. And as with all the random people who actually have names, I have character art for her. She walks up. She's a bonny lass. Can you just clean some of this up? And he is wiping away his blade as he comes back around the corner and begins kind of looking out at his fairly empty bar at this point. He kind of sighs. Never mind all the tokens that are still there.
I leaned down to Harwin. I was like, why? Were we supposed to meet somebody here?
Yeah, Master Volo.
Oh, yeah, he's over there hiding up in the fireplace in his chair. Now that the fighting stopped, he'll probably come out from behind it. If you want to go back over to the room, I'm sure he'll come to you as soon as he cleans his britches.
Can I choose to stay at this table here?
I mean, if you want to.
Before I go over, I am quite famished. Would you mind if I placed an order for the tavern special today?
Oh, of course. You know what? As a special thank you and a bit of recognition for, I appreciate your moves with the torch. It's on the house.
Thank you.
Mainly because people who have played with me before know that I have no idea how much food costs in D&D, and I rarely charge my players for it.
That's how I'm before.
And we appreciate it.
It's a minor thing to keep track of. Do you really want to keep track of it? I wouldn't want to keep track of it.
No, not
Same
really.
thing with ammo. I really appreciate that because I would lose so much track of how many arrows I have.
That's kind of ruining my immersion.
Okay,
So,
so
kidding.
for Salsa, the chair breaks underneath of you, and he says, I'm gonna charge you exactly 1 gold, 4 silver pieces, and 36 copper for that.
You're broke.
So, Gatecrasher seems to have gone back to the room. Are the rest of you hanging out in the lobby, or are you going up to that room as well?
I want to go.
I'm staying at the table.
Before I go back to the room, I'm gonna ask this half-orc that I still don't know the name of.
She's munching on her good berry, by the way.
Oh, that's I can't think of the word, but that's nice. I want to ask her if she knows anything about why these 4 bounty hunters or mercenaries or assassins or whatever the fuck these are.
Yeah.
If she knows anything about why they attacked.
Give me a perception check really quick as well. Krentz was the leader of this bunch, and he kind of came in and saw me over here, and my boys and his boys have had a couple of spats lately, and there might have been a couple of bodies here and there, and we really haven't taken kindly to one another as of recent. You really don't spot anything of particular notice aside from the really obvious stuff of her being a fairly burly person. She also puts out a hand and says, Yagra.
I greet her warmly. I'm Torgar.
Well met. Thank you for the berry, it was delicious. I feel oddly full now.
May I actually do a RP-ish type thing before going back to the closed off room with the table?
Of course.
So I walk back up to her, and I more so state than ask, how could you miss?
Oh my god.
How
During
could
the,
I miss what?
Well, she swung at the troll or attempted to...
Oh,
What'd she
yes.
try to-
Well, in the heat of battle, sometimes you miscalculate. I kind of assumed he would actually move when I swung at him, but he seemed too dumb to actually try to dodge, so I kind of overcomplicated everything, I guess you could say.
I look at her, I look down the hole, and I make my way back to the table.
Okay.
I would like to
Oh.
talk
I-
to Morgan now.
I also make my way back to the table.
What were you saying, Wee?
I want to go talk to Darnan and ask him if he saw that shot that I made. Try to like, get some like brownie points with him to see.
Get some cred.
Yeah, see if there's anything that he could give me like item wise or something for saving his bar.
He kind of was like, yeah, that was a hell of a shot. I don't know if that was blind luck, kid, or actual skill, but it's pretty good. I mean, I can give you a meal in the house if you'd like.
I tell him since I'm stuck in a Warforged body, that really will do me no good.
That sucks.
What a guy.
Damn.
All right, well then I put my hood back on and go and sit with the others in the room.
So,
It's pretty good. Cookout did themselves tonight. Actually tastes like food tonight.
I can't taste.
after a minute or so of Harwain sitting there just like gutting himself on this food, Bonnie walks in with a platter for everyone else, or kind of just a giant platter of various assorted foods. She says, Durden said that the robot guy ordered this for you guys, and she kind of like clatters it on the table and then walks back out.
You fuckers.
Thanks, Bonnie. The fuck's Volo coming down here?
Yeah, I don't know, my patients are running dry.
Are you a doctor?
As that question like reaches his enters his lips, and then you kind of like think about it, a figure kind of darkens the door as he approaches you, stroking his mustache and adjusting his floppy hat while tightening his scarf. God, I love Volo. Let me get character art of him really quick.
Volo, I'm Volo.
I mean, yeah, he
I
looks
love
kind of
him.
Polish.
I love him already.
He definitely does look kind of Polish.
Looks like a hipster.
He tightens his scarf. Volo Geddarm, chronicle, wizard, and celebrity at your service. I trust you've noticed the violence in our fair city these past 10 days. I haven't seen so much blood since my last visit to Baldur's Gate, but now I fear I have misplaced a friend of mine amid this odious malevolence. And he kind of like enters the doorway as he said this. He kind of like says it in such a way that you're pretty sure he wrote this down to prepare for it. And then he kind of like steps in and looks at you guys expectantly and goes, "Wait, who the hell are you?"
Can I say something?
I put my hand on Sauce's shoulder and go, am I drunk?
Yes, you can say something.
Czemu jesteś taki dziwny?
Ah, pierogi.
Oh my god.
I'm definitely drunk. Alright.
So he kind of like looks at you guys and goes, "Who the hell are you?" And then he just, the party that I was supposed to, they just skimped out after eating my meal, didn't they? The sons of bitches. And he kind of like turns back around and like seems to shake his fist at Durnan, who is kind of like waving at him from across the way if you actually have like that line of sight on him. Well, you did seem to be capable fighters who were able to take on the troll. Are you interested in a job? I pay good gold.
Depends. Are you affiliated with the law of this town?
I know several of the lords, both masked and unmasked, and he kind of like winks his eye at you. As you know, a local celebrity, but I would not say that I am affiliated with the guard.
What's your price?
What's the job?
He comes and sits down and at the head of the table, and grabs like one of the extra chicken legs that are still on the platter and begins gnawing on it. My friend's name is Floon Blackmar. He's got more beauty than brains, to be sure, and I worry he took a bad way home a couple nights ago and was kidnapped, or worse. If you agree to track him down with all due haste, I can offer you 10 dragons apiece now, and I give you each 10 times that when you find Floon. May I prevail upon you in my hour of need. General thing to note, in Waterdeep, the currency, a gold piece is a dragon. So he's offering you 10 gold pieces and then 10 times that when you come back.
10 times each,
No, it's like 100 gold each?
right?
Or do we split that?
I see you are a stilted math.
Wait, does he? So he's paying more afterwards? Not doing it.
Indeed. I am giving you a small sum to intrigue you and prove that I am willing to pay you for this job, and then offering you a greater reward if you manage to bring my friend back alive.
I ask for a higher starting price, or a little more on the front end.
How are you doing that?
How am I asking?
Yeah. What are you saying to him?
I'll need a little more up front.
Give me a persuasion check really quick. While I do indeed have the liquidity to give you a greater reward, I would like to just give you this. Honestly, I am proving that I am capable of paying you now and giving you a greater sum later on. I don't really understand why giving you more now would be incentive for you to do this instead of just running away with my gold.
What does your friend look like?
He is quite the handsome fellow. He was human, male, in his early 30s, and he has lustrous, wavy red blonde hair. He was dressed in a most princely garb when I saw him last, which was 2 days ago. Myself and him had gone out to the Skewered Dragon, a body tavern in the Dark World. I had a bit of a writer's block. I've been trying to write my latest book, and every once in a while you need to get out on the town to do some extra research.
Would you say it was a guide of monsters?
No. Oh, you have read my book? It's the royalties from the Guide to Monsters are beginning to peter out a bit, so I've been working on the new one. It is working under the title of Volo's Guide to Spirits and Specters.
Do you have said book on you?
I unfortunately am very shy about my writings until my publisher has seen it. So I do not have it here to give to you.
Book already published?
Yes, I have written a well-renowned book, The Volo's Guide to Monsters. If you want to give me a history check, really quick. He's not lying to you. You guys have definitely heard of this Volo guy. He is maybe not renowned like far and wide, but if you have done any reading on monsters of various forms, you've probably come across Volo's name in particular. I would say with a 19 history Salah, you've probably actually read excerpts of the book here and there, like while doing research on various things.
Okay.
He's the real deal. He's actually a published author in the Forgotten Realms universe.
Can I do a perception check to see if he's lying?
Give me an insight check.
You just said he's not lying.
He's not lying about being a published author.
No, I want to know if he's lying. Is it insight?
Yep. 12. Volo seems to be upfront and honest. He actually does want to be paying you for a job here. He is intending to pay you. When he began talking about the royalty payments for Volo's Guide to Monsters kind of petering out, he kind of had a difficult twinkle in his eye as if maybe he can't give you quite as much at the end of this, but he's still planning on rewarding you nonetheless.
Okay, so you gave us an idea of what Floon looks like, but when did you last see him?
2 days ago, we were drinking and making merry at the Skewered Dragon.
Where is said Skewered Dragon?
It is in the Dark World.
Where is the Dark World?
Sorry, Dock Ward.
Oh, Dark World.
Dark World.
Where
I
is
blame
the
Salah
Dark
for
World?
making me do this accent.
Where is this Dark World you speak of?
It is to the south. I believe, and he kind of looks towards you, Gatecrasher. I don't think I've worked with you in particular, but I have heard and seen you about. I believe you have a good grasp of the city.
She turns to Volvo and is like, I do, but first. She breaks
Of course.
She breaks out some paper and writes up a bounty contract and hands it off to him to sign so he understands what he's getting to, and then I understand that I will be getting paid here, and then when I turn in, I am promised this amount.
Okay. What exactly does it say?
Basically, like, he's gonna, the promised gold amount is what it is.
He looks at it and kind of, if you do not mind, I would like to make an addendum.
Okay.
And he kind of scratches out gold amount and gold amount or equal value.
Okay. Good. So, in return of my services to bring you your friend, this is the bounty. Okay. And she stuffs it in her pocket.
He signs it with a flourish, as only signed authors can.
I just tricked him into giving him my autograph. I'm gonna sell this.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I have Volvo's autograph. And it didn't cost me a dime.
I'm gonna look at Salsa and ask him what he
What was that?
said. I'm gonna look at you and ask what you want to do.
So Launcha doesn't see this directly helping his personal cause or his personal mission, but seeing that we're getting rewarded afterwards could fuel that. So
But it is the first person that we're talking.
what?
Maybe I'm saying this is the first person we're talking to. Maybe
True. So yeah, so I'm in.
somebody else in the bar might have a quest of some sorts.
The inn has, for the most part, petered out. It's after the troll fight, it kind of smells pretty bad, and there really don't seem to be many people still in there. Just the people who are working there, more or less.
Okay.
Let's be honest. This guy's probably the richest guy in this place.
Fair enough.
Look around you.
I'm in.
All right.
Very well. I will await you here. I have been keeping a room for the last couple of days, as I find the proximity to the Undermountain to be elucidating for my my writing.
All right. So I figure night's young. Let's all head down to the Dark Ward.
Yeah. Let's get started on this.
I agree.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pop you guys over to a map of Waterdeep to give you an idea of where you are right now. So the Yawning Portal is this area. Can you guys actually see where it says Yawning Portal? Or is that on my overlay? It is. So here we go. Volo takes a huge toke and points out where Yawning Portal is on the map.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute.
I know, but I still think it's hilarious. You would know that the dock ward is straight south. It is this area of the city, right here.
I would like to find some place first where I can get a couple more daggers if anything's open.
Before we leave, or before I leave the Yawning Portal, I just hobble over to the giant hole in the middle that leads to the Undermountain, and I softly mumble, "A turtle has made it to the water," and then I fall out of the group.
Fucking leaving.
If you wanted to have gotten daggers before the adventure began, that's completely fine by me. Or are you
I would-
using the 10 gold you just got as like what you're buying it with?
I was gonna use the 10 gold to get at least like 2 more regular daggers.
Oh, I thought we had unlimited ammo.
For like
well,
arrows and stuff, but not
Yeah.
for like daggers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, for stuff like daggers and like javelins, that kind of stuff, I usually have people keep track. But arrows, no, that's no. I'm not that kind of DM.
You have Legolas's unending quiver right now.
Unless you have special ammunition, in which case I ask you keep track of it.
I do
Yeah.
want to purchase something before dipping out for this adventure.
Okay. So you guys know, you would know this. Well, any of you who have spent a decent amount of time in Waterdeep would know
I live here.
that just to the interesting why that doesn't do that. Just to the east of where you currently are is the trade ward. And while it is getting a little bit later into the night, you can probably find a place that'll sell you various armaments for not crazy prices. If you want to go ahead and pick up random armaments while you're going out there.
I'm here to pick up a healing
Should I be
kit.
looking at stuff? Like, how does this work?
Normally speaking, if we were playing like face to face, I would hand you a book that has like the things on it.
Is it like, can I just search D&D?
Yeah, it's standard equipment essentially. You're normally not going to find anything like exceptional. You're just going to be finding,
standard.
standard equipment essentially.
Can I get 4 daggers? Because that's only 8 gold.
That much?
It's 2 gold per dagger for a regular dagger.
How much
Yes,
is a
you can.
freaking healer's kit? Healer's kit.
Healer's kits I think are actually pretty expensive.
GP is gold price, right?
Indeed. In Waterdeep they're referred to as dragons, but for the most part I'll refer to them as gold.
A healer's kit is worth 5 dragons,
Really? Because I think it's 10.
according to D&D Beyond.
Oh, yep, the first source that happens wrong. I'll trust D&D Beyond over the other source. So healer's kit would cost you 5 dragons.
Alright, and I got 10 dragons. So now I got 25 dragons.
So how are we keeping track of our currency?
I'm sorry, did you sell your healer's kit or were you buying one?
I was buying one. I also start with 20 gold as my starting.
So I don't
What's your
remember
background
exactly
if you
what
start with 20?
I don't remember standard deviation of money when it comes to rules is written. I simplify it by saying 10 copper pieces is 10 silver, 10 silver pieces is 10 gold.
So they don't make like fire arrows or anything like that, right?
Like that kind of stuff is going to be a bit more pricey and out of your range. You may come across stuff like that later on, but as a level 1 adventurer, it's kind of not something you would really be able to afford.
Oh my god, dude, the longbow is 50 gold too? What the?
I mean, you got one of those, bud.
Shit's
No,
expensive, yo.
I'm just trying to find like shit that I can buy.
You're a poor-ass adventurer, man. You haven't even gotten your reward from your first job yet.
And you're trying to spend it all? Come on.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say hold on to your money.
So where are we going now?
You are heading towards the dock ward. One second. So you're heading towards the dock ward. Just I would like 2 of you to give me investigation checks, or just investigation checks.
How do I do that without the tokens?
Oh, that's a good question. If you go on the right side of your screen where you can select your character, like where the journal is, and double-click your character sheet, then you can just click something randomly there. 2 of
Oh, that's right.
Sure, high rolls.
just as a shout out. Different DMs do this stuff different ways. I do not like the idea of every player rolling a skill just to shot in the dark. I will usually cap most checks at 2, barring like certain circumstances, that kind of stuff. If you ever want to help out another player, you just say, hey, I want to help out a player by doing this, which would grant them advantage on that check. Luckily, Chris and Harwain are both old hats at this place, and they kind of like leave and they go, yeah, I actually know where that bar is. I used to hang out there. And you start heading off in that direction after you guys pick up your armaments that you wish to buy. As you're
like points.
As you guys are traveling south down the roads, Harwain kind of says, hey, we don't really need to take the main road for this. It's down on Net Street, and we can just take one of these side passageways I know. And he kind of begins leading you down an alleyway. And you cut off the alleyway into one of the darker, drearier roads down in the dock ward, and you find yourself on a street that seems to have been cordoned off by the City Watch. Lying on the cobblestones are a half-dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of some terrible skirmish. Watch officers seem to have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. As you guys kind of stumble out of the alley and like onto the street where this occurred, one of the officers kind of like immediately notices you and just says, "Get on! Nothing to see here." I'm gonna refill my water because I'm obviously not hydrated right now.
Do I before you walk away from your computer? Do I recognize any of the 3 of them?
He walked away from his computer for sure. All right, I'm gonna take
He walked
this
away
as
from
a
his
break.
computer. He doesn't listen to me. He never listens to me.
I'm gonna go take a break
I was
too.
already out of my chair. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break really quick.
Okay. All right. That's a good idea.
We'll come back at 10:35ish.
All right. Cool.
I am back right now. We're not gonna continue campaign stuff until everyone's back. But if anyone is still here and has any, especially the newer players, have any questions or anything they need, let me know.
Okay, so how do we keep track of the dragons or the gold we have?
Okay.
On a character sheet.
Yeah, pop up in your character sheet. And I really, I completely forgot to go over your character sheet, and then we had to start, so we kind of had to leap right into it. So directly beneath where your attacks and spellcasting are, that's where a lot of your equipment is going to be listed on your character sheet. On the left side of it, you'll see 5 different little symbols with the thing beside them. There's CP, SP, EP, GP, and PP. Obviously, PP is the biggest one, and it's the one you want, but unfortunately, we only have access to GP at this moment. Those are going to be your gold pieces. As of right now, you have 5, but if you want to add 10 more to that, you have 15. There you go.
I started off with 10 gold.
Possibly.
Okay.
And then you just got 10 more, so you should be at 20.
Okay.
Important things to note. The units of currency measurement go copper piece, silver piece. It is technically supposed to go to electrum piece, but no one uses electrum because that's a joke. So I usually just completely ignore it and go straight to gold pieces and convert silver over to eternium. That. And then platinum, which is the same thing that everything else is, like the 10 to 10 to 10 to 10 stuff.
Okay, so 10 copper pieces is
1 silver.
one. Okay. I got it. Cool.
Very cool.
I don't get to actually choose my circle until level 2, right?
Yeah, I believe it's either 2 or 3.
I want to say it's 2. Also, I don't have any of my fucking what's it called? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
And level 1 sucks. Luckily, normally speaking, you're usually out of level 1 very quickly.
How do we track XP?
So if you look at your character sheet, in the top right-hand section of it, there is a section for experience points.
Okay.
For this module, I am planning on doing a milestone system where essentially you guys will achieve a certain amount of victories, whether they be in combat or politically or through role-playing, and I will tell you, okay, you're good to level up to level 2 at this point.
So it's not off of performance, it's based off of us.
It's
in general?
Yeah, more or less. I've run experience games in the past, and I would generally prefer to do them, but at the same time, it's a lot more difficult to keep track of. I've had a lot of experience with players just forgetting to keep track of their experience, and then some people falling behind, and some people doing math wrong, and it's a lot more simpler, especially for newer players, just to go with the milestone system.
Gotcha.
I've found. You guys probably won't level tonight because we started really late, but you'll definitely be leveling up in the next session.
Five. It is a 10:35, sir. I'm fucking ready to get it.
Is everyone back?
Yep.
It's not-
Just waiting on a confirmation from Ashley.
Yep.
Paul.
I'm here.
The Spike Terror has not returned yet, so we will give him a moment.
There we go. I changed my my little avatar thing.
You there, Paul?
Sorry about the wait. I'm back.
So, a couple minutes ago, I went ahead and read off a little description for you guys about coming around a corner and seeing a bit of a bloody scene. What appears to be some type of skirmish between two forces. There are several watch officers who appear to have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning them. One of said officers notices you guys as you exit the alley and basically tells you to skedaddle. I would say you probably don't recognize any of these people in particular, Chris. Unless you want to give me a perception check really quick. You do notice that double check this really quick. You do notice that the one of the people that is being talked to by the guards does have a very familiar looking tattoo on their neck of what appears to be a flying serpent eating a spear.
Well, I'm not gonna go talk to him if he's talking to one of the guards right now.
I mean, he's cinched up with like rope, and they're like basically just standing over top of them, yelling at him to give them the information that they want. A sphere.
I'm basically trying to.
I'm just gonna make like a mental picture of him.
Can I try to ask one of the guards what happened here?
Are you gonna try to approach one?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to approach one and ask them what happened here.
Give me a general charisma check really quick. So what I want you to do is open up your character sheet. Oh, you got it, man. Oh wow, actually, while you really aren't that charismatic in the first place, I guess you probably catch her off guard. As you kind of like walk up to one of the other ones, and you kind of say, "Hey, what happened here?" And she just begins to say, "Looks like Xanathar Guild and Zentar are mad again. They've been murdering each other in the street." And she kind of like turns and sees that you're not one of her compatriots, and just immediately clams up. Says, "Get out of here. This is City Watch business."
You said Xanathar and what other guild?
I'll write it out.
Oh, okay.
Xanathar and Zentarim.
Right now, I'm trying to blend in with Gatecrasher.
Gotcha.
That's really fucking hard, dude. Have you looked at my character art?
Yeah.
Are any of the talking amongst themselves about
I'm sorry?
what happened? Are any of the guards talking amongst themselves of like what happened or what?
You can give me a perception check, but I'm gonna have it be a disadvantage because the guards are kind of like actively trying to shoo you away at this point. And that apparently doesn't matter as you get an 18. It's more or less confirmation of what she just said. It sounds like this type of stuff has been happening, more and more as the days have progressed. They're really not sure why it's happening. They just noticed that as of late, these two factions seem to be like fighting harder and harder and harder over different sections of the city. And this is just one of many bloody scraps in between these two, what you kind of assume are gangs.
Got you. I asked the group among us who thinks that they have the best stealthiness to go and talk to one of the people that are captured and see why these people are fighting. Probably the rogue.
Yeah. In broad daylight.
Well, it's early evening at this point. It is darker, but the guards are like literally standing in front of the people that they're talking to, and like they're keeping an eye on them directly.
I must say that's like a 30 skill.
I don't like to use the word impossible, but that would be a very interesting feat for you to pull off at this point, probably.
I don't have reliable talent yet, so
Even if
there's no way I could probably
one.
get that.
Yeah,
Oh, how dare
If
you!
they're standing right in front of them, fog cloud won't work either.
So I
I would immediately start dipping the other way. You start casting fog cloud for city guards. I'm out.
Harwin, you in your head, you think to yourself, I wonder if these people are members of the constabulary, and you hear one of the people like that behind you just go, oh look, it's members of the constabulary.
So, come me mates. I promise you a fine night of glorious drink and pretty men and women.
We just came from the bar, but okay.
No, we didn't. We're going to a better bar.
A better bar than the Yawning portal. Surely you jest.
Ah, you doubt my talents, but I will truly lead you away.
The female guard who originally told you guys to leave sees that you're still like there, and she like actually like puts her arm on her side sword and begins like approaching you guys.
Yep, gotta go. Bye.
See you later.
I'm gonna turn.
I follow. I follow Crizel and Harlan.
Okay. As you guys continue deeper into the dock ward.
Whoa! I asked Salty what he wants to do here.
Oh?
All I see is gate crash. Is that normal?
I haven't actually put you guys on the map. I technically can if you would like.
Oh no, I just didn't know.
I can't get on the map.
You can actually put yourself on the map. If you have control of your character, you can put yourself on the map. There's about like 14 Harwains. It's like a flood of children fly up out of nowhere.
Harwain casts Minor Illusion. Makes 1,000,000 copies of himself.
Wait, what street are we on?
It doesn't give like a specific street that it happened on. It just happened as you guys are traveling through the dock ward.
Harwain just like fucked off and left us on our own.
Your dragon is between Net Street and Fillet Lane. So let's go ahead. Yeah, right there. So you're like heading over in that direction down there.
I'd reset
there's one other random encounter first though. As you guys progress down into the dock ward, tall, densely packed tenants leave most of the neighborhoods in shadow at ground level, while most of the street lamps have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen. The smell of salt air and excrement lingers as you pass by rows of rundown buildings. You do notice one nearby shop stands out from the others, while everything else is quite dreary and fecal spattered. One has a deep purple facade, and in its window hangs a stuffed beholder. Above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out Old Zoblob's shop. To those of you who are new to D&D and probably don't know what a beholder looks like, let me grab a picture of one.
Can we name this one Jarvis too?
I mean, if you steal the plushie, maybe.
Yeah.
I vote for you.
Okay. Spend the 40 minutes for Roll20 to pull this token onto the map so I can show you the artwork for it. All right, Roll20. I guess you're just.
Is it a plushie or is it a beholder somebody killed and then like stuffed all?
Oh no, it's. I mean, it's so small that it's definitely a plushie.
Man, this is one hell of a shop.
I kind of want one, and I'm speaking as Ashley, not as Chris.
I'm just gonna drop a picture of a beholder on the screen. There you go. That's what a beholder is. So there's a plushie of one of those things in the window.
And it's a shop we're walking into?
No, it's a shop you guys are passing by. The module is very subtle by only having a single thing you guys spot as you walk by it, to indicate that it's not important at all.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'm gonna take a look inside the shop.
Okay. So you're gonna enter the shop?
Yes.
Are the rest of you hanging out outside, or are you gonna go?
I'm gonna follow.
I'm gonna go in because I want to take that beholder plushie.
I'm gonna go in.
Hang on a
I'm
nearby.
gonna stand in front of the display to make it easier for it to take the
What are you doing, Silver?
Like, a very close by anyway. I can't really see right here.
There's nothing actually like on the map down there that is actually happening, which is kind of why I didn't pull like all of you onto the map.
Okay. Alright. But yeah, I'm just in a nearby alley, just making sure everything's cool outside.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Salad and smoke.
Okay, so you guys can keep watch outside. To those of you who entered, a cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trails out of the shop's door as you peer inside. Every wall is painted purple, and oh my god, this is Solomon's like wet dream. Every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. A hairless gnome sits cross-legged on the counter, wearing plum-colored robes, and his cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes.
Too many colors!
The gnome lowers a pipe and exhales a cloud of, you guessed it, lavender smoke before raising a hand. Hail and well met! Come browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world!
Can you say King's Honor?
Hey, Steven, is Xanathar like common knowledge?
Give me a history check.
Steven. Steven, I found something much better than a beholder plushie.
Oh.
It's a beholder dice bag.
No. I would say that no, you were not familiar with Xanathar with the 12 history check.
You seem to have quite a curious theme to your shop, good sir.
Indeed!
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Could I roll a history check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
It's gonna be a higher check for you because you would have less of a reason to ever come across knowledge of this guy.
Okay. I meant for.
I'll let you roll it. I'm just telling you, it's gonna be a fairly hard check.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay. So you see Jorgar like just kind of like wave his hand and like a couple of different spores pop out of it as he kind of just like wafts it over his snout and thinks deeply.
It's the fucking skit dance goggles.
So do I just click the history and like?
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of this. Yeah, you're not unfamiliar with Xanathar.
What happened to guidance?
Can you bluff?
Oh yeah, that's so roll a d4 on top of that. So roll 1d4.
Like Scoops is going crazy.
With the 17, I'm still going to say it's really not common knowledge. It is a very, very, very well kept secret. What exactly that thing is. That then again, you would have absolutely no inclination. So with a history check, you would know that thing in the window is a beholder. You would have no association with the name Xanathar, though.
Okay.
I want it.
So
I'm still gonna stand in front of the display to make it easier for them to steal.
So I was curious about those stuffed animals you have in front of your store.
Oh, you like my little purple blob?
Yes.
He is quite the character. He makes me laugh. You should hear the jokes he tells.
He literally talks.
Of course. That was a good one.
Ah. Do you have copies of him?
Oh no, he is the one and only.
You do the inches for like the real RP here. How do you do that in chat?
Slash E. It's just like WoW, so slash E space.
What the hell you grab my bow for? I'm not gonna let you grab my bow. It's my only weapon. You move.
You know what? Actually, so actually, you know what? With a, Torgar. Now that I'm actually looking at some of this stuff, you would actually probably know what Xanathar is. Xanathar is a well-known purple beholder who has been seen at times around this area for some reason. No one's really sure why. Everyone is pretty sure he's fucking insane. But he's been around. You've heard his name whispered every once in a while.
So what's the plushie's name?
Zablob.
Where did you get Zablob?
Oh, he was here when I bought the shop.
How long ago did you buy the shop exactly?
I don't remember.
What does your shop sell?
It sells the most curious curiosities in all of the world. And he kind of like fumbles around behind him and pulls out like a little small cloth. And it looks just like a regular folded purple cloth. And he kind of like flicks it and it turns into a stylish cap. Look, you see? It's a hat, but it's also, and he kind of like flicks it again, a napkin.
Do you have anything per se more useful?
What's more useful than a napkin and a hat?
How much is it?
Paul, you're not playing Sullivan.
It's
Better question is
2 gold pieces.
Done.
Very well. You can add a purple piece of folded cloth that, when unfolded, turns into a stylish cap.
I want the plushie.
Oh!
how much is that? How much is Zablob?
No, he's not for sale.
Why?
That doesn't stop me.
Because he's mine?
But isn't all of this kind of yours?
Well, I'm selling those things.
So why aren't you selling Zablob?
Because he's mine.
Have we just not offered you a big enough price for Zablob?
Zablob doesn't want to leave.
Why do you say that?
He told me.
What does he tell you about us?
About you? That you're fine adventurers who probably have great need for knickknacks of all sorts, and you may have beautiful purple things to sell me.
Could I roll a perception check to see what's going on with this gnome?
It would be an insight check.
Yeah.
Insight, but yes, you can roll insight.
I want to take deep dish. Ooh.
Yeah, with that, he's quite insane. He is like, if it wasn't so, I mean, like, just everything about the shop, the fact that he says the plush talks to him, the fact that literally everything is this very deep purple hue, the fact that he you're really not sure if he's named the beholder, or I'm sorry, the beholder plushie, or the like, or what's going on there, but he's definitely just he's not playing with a full set of dice.
Is he like a insane Willy Wonka minus the chocolate?
Kind of, but with more of a random trinket shop. Let me generate another trinket and see what happens. He fumbles through another thing, and he pulls out what appears to be a sealed letter, and he says, "Would anyone like to purchase an invitation to a party where a murder happened?"
Wait, why would we have to purchase one?
Because I'm selling it.
It's an invitation for a party that already happened.
Can I now walk into the shop?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I'm gonna walk into the shop. I'm gonna ask what is taking you guys so long.
We're buying things.
You don't want to let me roll a sleight of hand.
You want to steal the?
I want to steal the plushie.
You want to steal the plushie that is sitting out completely open. That seems to be the one thing this man keeps his eyes on 100% of the time.
He's talking to somebody else. He's paying attention to it.
Can I try and distract? Can I try and distract the gnome and give guidance to Crizel?
So
to steal this plushie.
When you cast guidance, it's very obvious. It's not like a thing you do on the sly. You're physically casting a spell.
Okay. Can I still try and distract this gnome?
Sure. Give me.
What would I roll?
Give me a performance check or a deception check.
The one that's higher.
I got one in each. So.
Oh my god.
Actually, how much for the invitation?
4 gold pieces.
Oh, that's a little too much.
Have you ever been invited to a party where murder happened?
No.
There's always a chance.
I have not.
Can I do a perception
Will
check?
happen or has happened.
What was that?
Can I do a perception check on him to see if he has like any magical? If it's generating any magical energy off of himself?
That would be more of like an Arcana check, and you wouldn't get like an actual full feel of that because it's more of something that other things do that require like actual like spells and stuff to do. But I will give you like see if you can get a feel of it if you give me an Arcana check. You really don't get much of a resonation from him. But as you walked in, you felt like there was like an eye following you as you walked by the front of the shop. And like you can't really you've been watched before and you feel like you're being watched. And that thing in the window has a lot of eyes.
Buy it.
Well, if you're not interested in the letter, how about this? And he shuffles in another random thing, and he pulls out 2 toy soldiers, one of which seems to be missing its head.
What does it do?
This, and he like flicks his thumb, and the other head just pops off.
Oh my god.
You know, okay, look, how much for that invitation? How much for the invitation?
4 gold pieces.
Alright, I give you
How
4
much
gold
for
pieces.
the little beholder in the window?
Are you asking him how much it is?
No.
Excuse me, good sir.
Yes.
When was the last time that the plushie in the window has talked to you?
Oh, he 2 nights ago. He woke
What
me up.
exactly did he say?
He woke me up because there was a kerfuffle outside.
Can I try to persuade him to say that the plushie is telling me that he doesn't want him? He can just go with him.
Wait, hold on.
You trying to convince him to tell the party to leave?
No, I'm trying to convince him that the plushie is speaking to me and saying that the plushie wants to leave with me, and that he doesn't want to stay with him anymore.
Sure. I mean, if you want to try that.
First, could I inspect this plushie?
Sure. It's going to be a deception check from you, Wee. What are you inspecting it for? Like, what are you trying to do?
Just anything like off-putting, strange.
Oh, I mean, just like looking at the thing, it is definitely resonated. Just a really fucking weird energy. Also, the fact that he insists that it is talking to him, and yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. He only speaks to me.
Actually, I asked him about the kerfuffle.
Well, you did buy one of my trinkets, so I know you're a lover of purple things.
I do enjoy the color purple, yes.
You're a wonderful little boy.
Look at the play.
He like pats you on the head. Well, I was awoken by Zoblob over there waking me up and telling me there was a kerfuffle outside, and I put on my favorite stocking cap, and he kind of like pulls out like a purple stocking cap and plops it on his head. And I, with the great aid of my favorite pillow, and he grabs a pillow, and it's like a very deep lavender, and he walks, kind of like stands up and acts like he's looking out through the window. You get the impression he sleeps here. I saw several individuals, some dark-looking men with rough looks about them, with black leather armor. I think there was 5 of them, maybe. One of them had this weird tattoo of a winged snake on his neck, and they were trying to wrestle with the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life.
Did he have red blonde hair?
He did. If only it was purple, then it would be perfect.
Was he around his 30s and male?
Well, I don't really know how the humans operate when it comes to age, but maybe.
Was he wearing princely attire?
Yes, he was quite beautiful.
And which way did you see them take him?
Oh, well. I really didn't actually see where they went. I kind of went back to sleep.
Yeah, Chriselle's gonna start like getting up in his face, be like, I need you to tell me more about the guy with the tattoo.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, that's gonna go great, Steve.
I'm gonna cast guidance.
On her as she does this.
No, that's not gonna
Ooh.
go anywhere.
Ooh.
Damn.
Look,
No.
little Missy. I don't know who you think you are, but Zoblob doesn't like you. Leave immediately.
Can I ask if Zoblob saw anything? If he
Of
saw
course,
where
I
the
just
guy
told
went?
you I saw it.
No, if he saw where the guy went. If Zoblob saw where the guy went.
I told you. I didn't
thought-
see where
I
they
thought-
went.
I thought
I went back to
Zoblob was
sleep.
the plushie.
No, Zoblob is me.
Okay, did the plushie see anything? That
Oh.
where they went?
No. Or if he did, he didn't tell me.
God damn it.
Can you ask the plushie if he saw where they went?
Did you see where they went, Zoblob? And he seems to sit there and like nod his head and shake his head and nod his head.
Would Zoblob do it for a song?
Is it a song Purple?
I could sing about purple for you if you wish.
I'm listening.
I start tuning my accordion. Well, purple is the perfect color for royalty. Anyone with purple can be royalty. And royalty always tells the truth. If they don't, well, then they're just poor people.
Paul, I love you.
Give me a performance check.
With the song?
I would say with advantage because you actually sang it out.
Nice. 15.
You see a tear come to his eye, and he wipes it away with a very purple handkerchief. It's beautiful. Sorry. Let me ask Zoblob again. And he kind of like sits there and shakes his head and nods his head. Zoblob says it was a beautiful song.
Oh my fucking god! Fuck me! Is there anything? So I see that I have a deck of cards in my backpack.
Oh, he also says that he saw them heading. Let me actually look at the map. Oh, come on, you bastard! It's like oh, it's in this area, but it doesn't tell me like where that is in relation to fucking anything else in this map. So I had to like go through and look through everything. Zoblob says that if you go to Candle Lane, you can find where they took the nice pretty man.
Candle Lane.
Thank you, Zoblob.
I'm gonna leave the shop and head towards.
I'm already out the door.
Yeah.
Thank you, kind sir. Continue to be the best purple man you can.
Well, of course. Purple is the color of royalty. I legit don't even see like Candle Lane anywhere out here. Like I do not. Like I would figure it would be somewhere nearby, but
Candle Lane, right there, next to Black Wagon Alley.
go ahead and ping it.
Diagon Alley.
So okay,
there.
right up there. Oh, so you guys would have like passed it on the way down here. Okay.
Now, Saucy, I have a poison kit in my backpack. How does that work if I want to use it?
Generally speaking, if you don't have poisons handy, you would use it to try and test to see what poisons are. If you have materials to create poisons, you could, I believe, use it for that and apply poisons to your weapons.
I'm sorry, did you just call him Saucy?
Yeah, my screen name in WoW is Saucy Fellow.
Yeah, I'm making a note of that.
Because I'm a saucy fellow, this should not be surprising at all.
Ashley will remember this.
So I actually have to
Ashley will
have
remember this.
materials to make the poison?
You would have to have like materials, which I don't think you would have on hand right now. If you want to get with me between sessions, we can talk about details for that.
Okay.
Kind of want to get you guys to where you're going, so we can have a nice little breaking point for the night, because it is getting towards 11 o'clock now. So I'm assuming you guys are heading towards Candle Lane, just unless you want to actually go to the Skewer Dragon to see what was up with that place.
I'm gonna check out that pub.
You want to go to the Skewer Dragon?
I will.
Why would we
Let
go to
the
the Skewer
party.
Dragon if we saw? I'm gonna talk to Cap right now.
Dude,
Well, here's also the thing. Harwain and Chris, which way are you guys heading?
I'm already at the lane.
I was thinking of going to Candle Lane, unless one of you said something otherwise.
I was gonna say they're the ones who are guiding you guys around. So you, Torgar, you don't actually know where that place is.
You're right.
Color of royalty. I'm gonna grab him by his turtle shell and drag him.
I hope you can, because I weigh 425 pounds.
I'm the strong robot.
What's your strength at?
At 11.
You're barely stronger than me.
Alright, I'm still pulling this turtle.
Oh shit. We're in like back alleys, right?
This is actually not quite on the. This is kind of like on a smaller street, not quite a back alley. Like it is a shop, so it wouldn't like be an alley, but it's definitely not one of the main main attraction shops.
Okay. The location doesn't really matter. Are there any animals around?
Sure. Give me a survival check or a perception check, whichever one you want to do.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Oh, I've got 5 in each, so who cares?
Unfortunately, you're having a lot of trouble finding any of the random critters you would see running around at this time.
Damn it.
Do I see any thieves' camp marks anywhere?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
You see written in Thieves' Cant to the side of the shop you just exited the word Xanathar.
So, what time of day is it right now?
It's like late, like definitely past dinner time. Probably getting towards like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
So
At this
it's
point.
dark out right now.
It's dark as shit out right now.
Alright, so then and who's going towards Candle Lane with me?
Me?
Since I don't know where the pub is, I'm just gonna go over here.
Alright, so I'm gonna follow Carissally?
Just call Chris.
Chris out.
Chris? Alright, I'm gonna follow
Yes,
Chris.
it's Chris.
Very stealthily though, like moving in the shadows.
Yes, very stealthily. We're gonna keep with that. That is the correct term.
Yes.
All right. In the shadows, you guys go. Gatecrasher, what are you doing?
Following.
All right. Well, one of you is moving stealthily, so I would like that one person to give me a stealth check while everyone else tramples around in the snow.
Oh, we're all stealthy.
I mean, you guys are walking like down the street, essentially. So you're like walking down the street, and you think you're hiding in the shadows, and then as Harwain would describe, a member of the constabulary is walking down the street and spots you and goes, "Why are you acting so suspicious?"
Or like Kronk, you're humming your own theme song. Duh.
So so somebody's talking to me now?
A guard seems to have stopped and like yelled, "Why are you acting so suspicious?"
I pipe up and say, "Don't mind him. He's a little special tonight." And I just turn towards Wee Six, slap him in the back of the head, and say, "Don't act stupid."
Okay. Give me a deception check really quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I've been drinking.
Okay, with advantage now, because you helped you.
You fucking whipped!
I mean, it's still a 10.
Okay.
She kind of like looks and she's just like, you know what? It's not worth it at this point. Just whatever you're doing, can you? I'm in the southern ward today. Can you take it up north somewhere? And she just keeps walking.
Have a good night, officer.
You too, small child. So
Oh my god, Paul, am I gonna have to adopt you in this campaign?
you guys, I'm pretty sure he's like
that
way
was-
older than you.
I know, right?
I am I'm gonna be 100% honest. If while we were in that alley, if the guards that we were talking to like kind of got suspicious of little Harwin here, I was just gonna pick him up, put him on my shell, and just say, "Come on, son," and just walk away.
Yeah, like, that one works. Makes sense.
Thanks,
So
Dad.
you guys eventually make your way to the Candle Lane. It's Harwain and I'm not gonna make you Harwain and Chris roll for this one because you guys rolled so fucking well last time. But Candle Lane is a lot better lit than the areas of the dock ward you were previously in. But even so, gloom envelops a narrow alleyway that is as dark as a dungeon. I really should have read this before I said it was light out. And as odors as a dungeon too. Nearly all the street lamps seem to have been smashed, and the only light that pierces the darkness is a faint flickering from down the lane, like a distant candle. As you guys look down that alleyway, you can see a warehouse stationed directly across the street from the lamp. And the lamp, almost as if this is like purposely set up for, cutscene purposes, illuminates a black winged snake, which is painted above the door's handle.
Okay, we
What-
should take a
you went
look
down?
around the warehouse.
Or alley?
What was that, Salsa?
What alley or street are we going
Candle
down?
Lane.
It's called Candle Lane. You guys are so Candle Lane is like the area. There's like an alleyway that has a flickering light, which you guys would have noticed. And I guess the module assumes you would have just wandered down there without really questioning it at all. And you
Where's
kind
it
of like look
relative
down there.
to- where's it relative to where I'm at?
You're on top
It's
of it.
here.
Well, here,
Okay.
how about this really quick? We just go ahead and flip to another map.
Can I make a perception check to see what's going on in the warehouse?
So this is everyone should be able to see things right now.
Yep.
Only see
Just double checking that because
It's
that's
still loading for me.
If you want to give me a perception check, you can.
I'm
Sure.
also gonna cast guidance, if I can.
Before you do the perception check.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you're going to do that. Also, interestingly, it's like yes, there's totally light here, and then there's definitely not lighting on the map, so I got to set that up.
All right. Perception.
So the only thing I see is like maybe it looks like we're playing Tetris.
Was that the only one that just saw that?
Saw what?
This little gold bullshit that snuck out from the left side and then went back in to the dark. That thing right there.
Yeah, it's a lamp that I just put up
Okay.
to give you guys some light.
All right. I think I rolled
it
a
is-
14.
It is currently dark as shit outside, and you do not have the ability to see in darkness.
What?
So there's like a lamp sitting over here, which is illuminating this area right here.
How the fuck can I see in the darkness?
Torches, people casting light-based spells, candles.
Somebody hold your hand.
Somebody holds your hand. You grapple your paladin and have her walk you in every direction you need. So
Hey, is that towards me?
yeah, that was at the tail end of Avernus.
What else was I supposed to do? I couldn't see.
I was like, you jump
That
onto
was
my
hilarious.
shoulders. I have the least amount of movement of anybody here, and you think you're gonna get into the fight if you jump on my shoulders, really?
I did get into the fight eventually.
Okay, so guys, all right, you guys come across this warehouse, which is a 2-story ramshackle affair. This warehouse stands at the back of an outer yard behind a high fence. The gate on the fence isn't locked, which allowed you guys to get to where you are right now. And the building appears to have 3 points of entry. A large front door, which is where, like a large warehouse door, which is what this is right here, right in front of you. A painted over window, and which is this little thing right here. And it said 3, but I'm only reading 2. And a front door. Where's the front door? I guess that's the front door. Yeah, I guess it's open because it's kind of, you know, there.
I'm gonna point towards this area.
So what happened with my 14
Oh,
perception?
sorry, I was not paying attention. 1 second. With a 14, you would hear the sounds of shuffling and scratching from inside, as if there's something in the warehouse. You wouldn't really recognize what it is, but there's definitely something in the warehouse.
Can I go to the window and see if I can see anybody on the
Isn't
other
it
side?
painted over?
Yeah, the window's painted over, unfortunately.
Oh.
Hey, Chris, could you check out this door right here?
In front of that door, like on that doorknob, Chris, is the only thing you really notice per se. It just appears to be, again, that winged serpent thing that you still don't really know what it is exactly.
Okay.
Can I put my ear up to the doors over here and see if I hear anybody talking?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Shoot.
You do not hear anything inside.
Fuck.
Can I break open a door with a guiding bolt?
So the giant warehouse in front of you doors?
Bruh.
I mean, possibly. I really don't know if you want to burn a spell slot on that. I mean,
Thunderwave. Let me see. Hold on.
you could also like kick it.
Just kick the door down.
Hey,
Okay.
before you guys
Do that.
do any of that stuff, I figure we go and look through a side entrance and try to sneak into this place.
Yeah, I'm down.
I agree with Marwin. Not just go fucking charging into the unknown head on.
Why
I
don't
want
we-
to charge
Into the
into the unknown.
unknown.
God
Why don't
damn
we-
it.
Why don't we split up and you guys take that corridor and we're gonna go
Split
in balls
the party. Split
Session
the party.
one.
Uh,
Session
split
1,
the
level 1,
party.
split the party.
I
No.
will, splitting
No.
party is obviously always the best thing you could ever do
No.
at any adventure party.
Yes. Split the party. Here, we'll go 3 and 3. Here we go. We got
Oh
3
my
and
god,
3.
Conjure's
There's
automatically
3 over
going.
here.
Yeah, true.
I am going with Curzel and Marwin. I am not. I'm not feeling it. Those.
Can I-
So are you trying to kick open the door, Salsa?
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check. So you guys seem to be heading towards that open door over there. While you turn around and you see Salah over there just lifting up like a big booted foot.
Split the party. Split the party.
And with a resounding crash, the door, which appears to be like fairly old wood, splinters and kind of cracks open, revealing several somewhat surprised but not truly surprised small bird-like people
Oh, so you
who
guys
kind
are-
of look up at you and just screech in a cacophony of different random voices and draw short swords
my-
and begin charging at you.
Nice.
I would like. I would say
Does one of them
everyone
look like a
roll
blue jay?
initiative. None of them look like blue jays. None of them are wood chop. I should have thrown a wood chop on there.
You should have.
Initiative.
It is 11:30ish. We'll probably cap it here and pick up combat on our next session.
No.
Sounds good.
Also,
Keep
why?
going.
Go with me.
Keep going.
I literally cannot.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
I think it was a good first session for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
We're
newer
all
players.
gonna die on the second session.
Dude, I wanted to use Cap as a fucking like a riot shield, and
I know. That's why I wanted to go with those two.
Damn. This is good. killing it.
I've got several areas of this VOD that I really want to clip and show to different people. First off, I want to show everyone this song.
I am in particularly proud of just fucking backhanding God.
That was great. As a reminder, guys, we will be picking up every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern for the most part. We have a couple of people who need to be more fluid with their scheduling, so it may be a little bit after that, a little bit before, we will see. But generally speaking, that's when we will be meeting. I'll be sending out reminders to you guys as we get close to make sure everyone is able to attend. I, generally speaking, do not like to run sessions if more than 2 people cannot make it, but we will see. We'll play it by ear as we go.
Yeah, today was kind of like a special day because I haven't ever helped a driver unload his trailer.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
So I was not expecting to go to Dothan and back in.
It's fine. Luckily, we had already knocked out character creation for the 3 newer people. It's just, unfortunately, I've completely forgot to run you through your character sheet first.
You're doing fine.
Thanks, man. It's almost like
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, it's great.
Sauce has already tried to kill himself like twice.
Oh,
Yeah,
why is it every other Wednesday?